Adults know what slavery really involved. It involved rape. It involved torture. It involved taking a baby from their mother. So in the context of that, how is it that anyone could suggest that in the midst of these atrocities, that there was any benefit to being subjected to this level of dehumanization? In the midst of these atrocities, that there was some benefit.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians, nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for the descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially, and you are in tune into the University of Black Empowerment. Yes, indeed. As you understand, we are building institutions in this world, and this institution called Black Empowerment is something that many are shaken by, some are moved by. But the overall consensus that everybody can say, this is the new norm. Welcome to it. So with that being said, please like and share as you guys are coming on in, on this Friday night. Hopefully everybody is doing well. It has been like I said, if y'all, from the Northwest, we went straight from winter to summer. No spring. It's very cold. Springtime. The heat was on. It was so bad. And then overnight, we shot up into the 90s and haven't seen rain in over a month. So it's hot. And us up here, we're not really used to this. So, for those of y'all in the country, y'all are more adept to this. But, it's been cool, though, because it hasn't been ridiculously hot. But it has been noticeably hot. Put it to you like that. So this has been one of our cooler days. And right now it's 81. So this has been one of the cooler days, and it is 81. So, like I said, family, please like and share. Please like and share. Tonight we are talking about Concerned or Naw, because we are watching a lot of different representatives or supporters or followers, subscribers to the Democrats doing a lot of things that are unbecoming to the Black community and have been outright disrespectful to Black women. And it's so funny that there's only one kind of man that is called misogynistic. But because, well, I should say this, not kind of man, because that's not how some people want to be referred to. But a person with a penis and balls. Somehow, if you put on a dress and a wig or get BBLs and breasts, somehow that now makes you available, or you're able and capable to attack Black women with no repercussion. And if Black women push back against it, then they are in the wrong. And that's what we're dealing with here in this present moment. But I need y'all to understand it's not just as simple as that. This has been an agenda. And for those of you who have been in Twitter Spaces for a while, you would be familiar with somebody who always comes in there, and no matter what the topic is, to insert their gender identity and their sexuality, and then always take a shot at Black women. Always. So y'all are familiar with who I'm talking about. So nonetheless, before we get too far into it, let's see who we have in the chat. We have our good sister right here, Judah Queen. And Judah Queen, thank you for shooting me that info. We will be getting into that this evening as well. Thank you. Sidonian Snow in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Lady Effa in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got our brother Lawrence Lilly in the house. Welcome, brother. We got Reginald Jeter in the house. Welcome, Black First, my brother. We have Patricia Slade coming in from Jersey City. Welcome, welcome. We got our good sister, One Who Cares. Yes, indeed. Thank you for all those good IMs that you're seeing. Shout out to you, my sister. Always sending good information and good pertinent information. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Miss D at Suite 201. Thank you for being here this evening. Hey, hey. We got our good sister Oyelis Cadence in the house. Good evening, everyone. And we are now officially international. Welcome, 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 our good sister. On Code in the house. Black First. Black First, fellow soldiers. Yes, indeed. Got our good brother Rose City in the house. What is going on, Rose? We got our brother, dark-skinned brother in the house. What is going on, my good brother? And we got D. Foster in the house. D. Foster is in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then we got dark-skinned brother coming through with the super sticker. Welcome, welcome, and thank you, brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. You already know how we do. Yes, indeed. Shout out to our good international moderator here. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, good sister. Yeah, you already know, Ro. T.S. Silverback. And that one didn't like that. So, you know, they report my channel every time they get a chance to. Black Spider in the house. Welcome, Black Spider. B1 Seattle, Washington. All right, all right. Got the Pacific Northwest in the building. And Rhonda Smith. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, Rhonda Smith. Yes, indeed. So let's deal with the first matters of hand. Y'all saw what I played at the first beginning with Kamala going down to Florida talking tough for a hot second. You know, that's what she had to do. She had to talk tough for a hot second. Oh, people know about slavery. And, okay. But see what they're going to do about all of this, because, again, pay attention to what they did. They intermixed Black history with intersectionality. Intersectionality has nothing to do with Black history. So you have them by proxy rejecting Black history by putting all of this other stuff in something that is going to go against this right-wing thing. So to me, it always seemed as a loaded doom situation to fail anyway because of how they were presenting it. And it's, don't get it twisted. It ain't that it's a good thing that they're doing this. It's not at all. But I want to just take note that it seems like it was set up for failure. You understand what I'm saying? We got our brother Kid Gravity Beyond in the house. What's going on, my good brother? So it just seems like that was one of those things that they set. It's like set up, doomed to fail. So you have a contingency plan to understand this ain't going nowhere. But on its face, immediately, like you can get hyped. Oh man, something about to change. They already know nothing is. But it's to get you and your vote. You'll go out there, and then you'll be like some of these other morons hopping on Twitter spaces and comment boards and whatnot, telling us how stupid we are for not voting for the Democrats again. Well, the Democrats won last time, won it all, just like they did with Obama. Well, Obama is worth the criticism. And but come on, man. Okay, so when you see that also, I hope y'all understand this gender war against Black women it's not separate. It's absolutely attached. So it's one thing. So if y'all remember, I went in Wednesday, the beginning of my show on about the whole situation that went down on my Twitter page. The reason why I did that is I wanted y'all to make sure you paid attention to who I was telling you about and how they were playing and setting up their system. To this day, today, this woman, shout out brother JoJo, he caught her. Like, this woman is full-fledged on the agenda, trying to find some way to even twist it to where, I mean, I don't even feel comfortable saying what she's talking about without, basically, let me put it to you this way: making excuses for children touching adults in adult places. So for those of y'all who are familiar with there's a TikTok video going on, and she, oh yeah. Well, she also came out talking about how much she loved T.S. Madison. And then also there's another Nigerian person to whom she subscribes to and follows and retweets as well. Are you peeping the connections? So when you see some of this stuff, I want y'all to understand there is another system at play. Don't let them play you. Do not let these people play you and play you for a fool, because that is what they're prone to do. That's what they're known to do. But let me show you kind of the other side of what you're seeing. So Black women, bow down, because these Black trans women are coming out here to check you. But it's not about just being Black trans women. It's about trans. So understand what that comes with. Like,
if you're cis, I want you to message the trans person in your life and ask them, what is one thing that you can do to lighten their load this week? Whether that be grocery shopping, folding laundry, doing dishes. Ask the trans people in your life if there's a task or something that you can offer them to help with the burden that we're carrying, because we're having to deal with all of this stuff right now while having to deal with all of the life stuff that we regularly deal with. And the regular life stuff that we deal with is life stuff, and then there's transphobia and living as a trans person in the world, and then there's what's going on right now, which is all of that combined. And then send that trans person $5 so they can get themselves a treat.
So like I said earlier, if you put penis and balls in a dress and a BBL and breast, then now it is all of a sudden okay to come after Black women. That's what we're being led to. That this is the message that is being sent. Why? Because Black women have been some of the biggest, loudest advocates for the trans community, the LGBT community off top. Now look at this is your ally, sisters. This is the mind of your ally. Keep Prince in the house. Keep Prince in the house. Women are not a cis. We Black men, Black women, that's just simply it. No cis gender. That's not what we are. And glad you brought that up, sister. We got our sister Blueberry Muffin in the house. Welcome, 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 welcome. So there's a sister on TikTok. Her name, and she's on Twitter as well. This sister obviously has a following. Oh, this actually downloaded. So before I actually get to that, before I get to her, because see, I want y'all to understand. And this sister right here puts a lot in perspective of what's going on. Because Black women, again, in 2016, remember all this Black woman praise? Black women, Black women, Black women. In 2020, Black women did it. It's Black women. Black women are the culture. And now that you see the real agenda of the promotion of Black women, now you're seeing the mask come off. You're seeing the fangs come out. The horns. That good old goat are starting to show. And it's hard for a lot of people who were supporting and going so hard for them to even show their face right now. At least in my city, I know that to be true. Because there's some that might be watching right now. You know what you were doing back then. Black men ain't this. Black men ain't that. Well, let's be clear. It has been a Black man telling you, you're in danger. You keep promoting an agenda that is pro-white man. Don't know how you missed this agenda. Oh, because they masked it and just playing on all of your insecurities and all of your sensitivities. This is a very fine-tuned, oiled machine. One of the best things to play is give you something that they know is confusing you and bank on your ego never being able to admit you've been fooled. Take a cue from this sister.
Let me say this. I don't have a problem with the trans community at all, but this shit is getting ridiculous. If you say as a trans woman, you want to be called her, she, whatever you decide, even though you are a trans woman, if you want to be called her, she, fine. I'm going to respect that, and I'm gonna do that. So me as a woman, if I say don't call me a cis woman, I'm just a woman. You should respect that. I'm not no motherfucking birthing person. I'm not a chest feeder. I'm not a bleeder. I'm a fucking woman. And that's what the fuck you're gonna refer to me as. And you cannot ask for respect while disrespecting women. And that's what the fuck we get for trying to be allies and shit. Look now they just trying to wipe us the fuck out. Now look at us looking stupid. Dumb shit.
Shout out to that sister. Shout out to that sister. Dark-skinned brother in the house with the super chat said, you had my respect a long time ago, family. A little something for a little something to help. Shout out to you, my brother. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, my brother. I definitely appreciate that. Especially when YouTube is always trying to make sure that they do not fully monetize my videos. My video from last Wednesday still is supposedly under review and has been under review since. So you know how all of our non-melanated content creators can go live and whatnot. I don't get up here talking super crazy and cussing over a bunch on every broadcast. And on these broadcasts, because of, I guess, people don't like the subject matter or my position, for some reason they're saying it's not suitable for all advertisement. But why not? Because is there not all type of people that you're trying to advertise to? So how does that work? And then it takes a whole week plus to get, so I already got all of this money that I'm missing from the revenue that all of these other content creators get to make off their lives while I'm consistently being stifled. But you guys have enough time to go through all of my old videos to make sure that if there's any kind of copyright anything, that somebody else gets cut into my money. Could go on YouTube. But so if you guys, I don't know why you send me these survey things, because it's not like you give a damn. You know good and damn well what you do to us Black content creators. So you can miss me. That just looks crazy. Why don't you come over here and tell us? You know what you're doing. Half of my people don't even get notified I'm live. What are you talking about? What do we have to talk about, YouTube? And at the end of the day, you still ain't stopping the agenda. So there's that. So I appreciate every contribution that goes to supporting this channel and what we do here. Because again, there's most definitely a lot of people that try to silence me. Ro just told us the other day that he ain't seeing none of the Vanguard's tweets. They blocking us on Twitter. So just be aware, family. It is the full court press by the powers that be. And they're sending their minions. Boy, like I told you, that MacArthur Foundation, they're just one of the funding partners. All these people are coming out here to make sure they disrupt our agenda. And I'll tell you what, stand on your square. Look them right in their face and tell them, go to hell. Simple as that. Because you're doing something right when you have this much opposition. You understand? So, trust me, they try to stifle all of these voices. That's what their job is. They want to maintain control. However, I'm glad because I remember I did that broadcast where I told y'all sisters, I was like, we need y'all. We need y'all. We cannot fight for you by ourselves. I've told y'all that in spaces. Shout out to Sister Justine for, and Sister Isla over there, and Miss Giselle. There's a lot of these sisters that's kind of stepping up on that side of the game. Whole FBA Empress. So yeah, they're having they're holding these conversations that I always told y'all I believe women need to facilitate, not these boule sorority led individuals who will only do what their sorority tells them by way of the Democrats, but real, true caring about the people, sisters, to facilitate conversations that women need to have. And obviously it's going to be on Twitter, so they're going to have a very wide audience, but that is a space curated for women and for women to really get their minds off and their truth out. The real one. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let me play this woman right here, and I'm gonna just let her TikTok roll. It's almost 3 minutes, but I think she really sums up the point nicely, and I couldn't have said it better. So shout out to the sister. Her sister, is it Paris Hinton or I'm not sure, but it's Paris. I know that. So shout out to this sister for, I'm not sure if she's FBA or not. So, I don't know. I don't know who, her background or what she has done in the past. So if she's solid, she's solid. If she said some off-code things before, hey, I wouldn't know, but I can tell you right here, this is on point. And the truth can even come out of the devil's mouth for anybody who wants to nitpick at where this is Pearson said. If y'all on that, you are not ready for a conversation with me. We talk about the issues, not about the people. So understand the message here and listen and enjoy.
While the conversation of trans women and real women is still circumventing on the internet, there are a couple other things that came up along the lines of this topic that definitely need to be addressed. And y'all know me, you may not like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. The most frustrating thing about this entire topic is when you speak on it, people automatically assume that you're uneducated because you're in the adverse of it. Let's be clear. I absolutely understand terms like androgynous, intersex, LGBTQIA+, gender dysphoria, non-conforming, etc., etc. I think y'all get the point. And address the elephant in the room, the idea that women don't own periods. Well, actually, the autonomy and anatomy of my body implies that I do. And in the event that I was attempting to oppress you, I would simply make ways where you could not get one. However, a period is not like a STD or a cold. You can't catch it, I can't pass it along, and I can't prohibit you from getting one because nature didn't give it to you. That's not something that I can control, but I absolutely own it because my body makes me own it. To crystallize it for you, if women had the power of oppressing trans women would not be integrated into women-dominated sports, nor would trans women be considered Woman of the Year. However, we know that that's not true. I also find it quite ironic how the word transphobic is being passed around like a hot plate. However, the main reason why the conversation is even being had is because a trans woman said things that were deemed disrespectful towards women, and now you guys want to ostracize that one trans woman as if other trans women don't have those same feelings and tell women how to respond to disrespect. The gaslighting in this situation is kind of crazy, you know. And just to provide a little bit more context about the root word cis, although it has been around quite some time because it derived out of the Latin language, it was coined in 1994 and was just put into the dictionary in 2015, the year that Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year. So technically, it is a newer word. Cis is just another adjective or an identifier, some may say. If a person doesn't want to be called that, then you shouldn't call them that. And I think nobody understands that better than the LGBTQIA+ community. So for those in the conversation that keep saying that women are insecure, feeling as if trans women are trying to take their spot, whatever that means, I will say this: just because you imitate me don't mean you intimidate me, but you can't irritate me. And if you're wondering where trans men are in the conversation while the girls are fighting, they're over there in men's business getting ignored like we typically do men. The reality is, if a man isn't calling someone mom or a woman doesn't want something from him, we typically don't care about men's feelings or what they have to say about anything. Don't let that go over your head. I absolutely understand the difference in between sex and gender, however the masses may not. But if gender is such a social construct, why not just create another one instead of reaffirming yours with the genders that are already present? Furthermore, I absolutely think that it's possible for me to support the person that you once were, the person that you are now, and the person that you are becoming. But I do not have to always agree with everything that you do. I also do not have to agree with you while supporting you if it's in the opposition of who I am.
Big shout out to that sister for bringing it the way she did. If you would disagree with what she says, don't lead with an insult, lead with a fact. And facts are not shaming tactics. That whole shaming thing, that like, you might as well throw your whole debate team idea away for the way that they are doing things now. You are shaming people into believing the sky ain't blue and the sun don't shine. And if you say the sun shine, well, you must hate the dark. And you're uneducated. What you need to do is read. Because you don't understand. Now, I know what your little mind says. Because you're illiterate, you believe the sun is shining. But really, it is dark. But see, you're a darker folk. You are a whole hater of the night. Dark skinned brother, shout out to you, my brother, for the super chat again. Shout out to you. Middle finger to them, Beatzilla, my warrior brother. We got next. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, my brother. Oh, my Lord. And then you're actually upset at what they're saying. Ladies, you have that whole, you gatekeeping periods. You know how dumb that sounds to me? Person that was lived with a woman for almost 30 years. That sounds ridiculous to me. You guys aren't the gatekeepers, huh? Hey, fellas, Here's something you might not know. Periods are gatekeepers to the women who have them. Because if the period says, I'm coming today, then who's gatekeeping what? So is it not that the period is actually the gatekeeper itself? Put that one on. See if they can walk out of that. Yeah, put that one on their ass. See how they work out of that. Oh, you're just a hater. Oh, you haters. Oh my God. Oh, Lord. Oh, you cis women. Oh, you're just such haters. Jesus. Sanity. But there was one more. There was one more who got upset. Because, let's just be clear. This is narcissism. This is narcissism. Now, I'm going to do something, and it's going to be, don't get the wrong idea by me. I just have to do a little bit of comparison here. Let me show you this. So you just seen the sister that we were looking at, right? Look at this. Okay. So before I even get into what this person is saying, look at this person right here. Look at got the little funny style baby hair wig, tattooed stripper look going. I don't know what's happening here. But nonetheless, for all intents and purposes, we would say that this person is going for the women who might dance on poles look, right? Now, not saying that the other sister before is, but I'm just saying if you're looking at this woman's face and her features, well, I'm just curious. So here's a real sister right here. She may have some filters on, who knows? She doesn't have her cleavage out, doesn't have all of her tattoos. So just this is very much to the point. Not overly attention grabbing, because it was about the message, right? I mean, hey, man, this is not about hating. We have to break this down because this is a very well-funded opposition to Black empowerment, because this is not about Black empowerment, okay? Look at this right here.
No, let's use the term that they love. A lot of real women are really unhappy. A lot of real women are really unhappy. A lot of real women are really insecure. And a lot of real women are really bothered that trans women really look better than they really do.
So far, within a matter of seconds, can you agree that this person has now already came out as insulting, while at the very same time trying to, I mean, if you have to say you look better than an actual woman, then that does mean you are coveting her appearance. That's very simple to see. You are envious of her appearance. That's why you're looking like her. You have to alter yourself to look like a woman. And now you're going to turn around and say that you are superior to God's creation. Some of y'all just might be into Satan. I'm sorry if you are offended by my position. But over here, we don't rock with the devil like that. However, this is the spirit of the Baphomet, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you understand what's pushing this just that quick. You got vain, vanity, and lying. Who do you know spiritually in history is known for being the king of vain and the father of lies? And you don't even have to be overly religious to see this. You don't have to be religious at all. This is clearly an agenda that is in line with that particular religion that people follow. Because right now, what you're seeing is as above is not really as below. But you could call it that and it'll be so. Hope I'm not offending nobody right now. I'm just speaking the truth.
They really want this real word, bitch. You can have it. Girl, you can have it. Girl, it's not my fault that you mistaken my happiness and my femininity as a challenge. Sweetie, when I was identifying how feminine I was and how far I wanted to go and how I wanted my inside to match my outside had nothing to do with you.
Then just exactly who appearance are you mimicking? And what inside is going to match your outside that isn't already present? Because what you're describing is something completely new. What is that? Because for all intents and purposes, I see somebody who is very much trying to look like a woman. Clearly, you don't sound like one, but that's probably because of dick and balls. But I'm just saying, how is this okay? Dick and balls going at hard at women is just cool. How did this stop being misogyny? Can somebody explain this to me? Oh, I get it. It was your satanic agenda. So you'll just lie it away and then confuse everybody out of the truth, and then shame everybody who says the truth. Am I getting this correct? Am I missing something here? I'm saying. Look at this. Number one, let's just be clear. Mugina said, oop, when that masculine voice came out that mouth, that's not as below. Hey, I'm just saying. You know, it is what it is over here. Oh man. And so it's like, come on, man. You know what you're doing. Ren in the house. Ren 11B Airborne. Ann Buginis in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jessica Rabbit looking at trans misogyny at play here. And you know, truth be told, that actually might be how to define this, because it needs to be addressed. And then how you gonna be spinning it like, no, man, this is women hate. This is not like what I have grown up with. And I've been openly transparent. My mother's lesbian, and one of my close first cousin is been in a relationship with a man well over 20 years. Oh, shit, damn, as long as me and my wife. So, I mean, like, so this community ain't foreign to me, but this right here, this ain't that community. This is a agenda. I know the difference. I definitely know the difference. This is the agenda. And for the folks and the family members that you've always known all your life that was just doing their thing in their lane, You all know the difference. Ain't nobody ever came, but look at me, look what I'm doing. Y'all better watch me. Look at me. Why ain't y'all looking at me? Man, I'm better looking than all these women out here. What you think? I'm the best looking bitch out here. Man. No, we didn't grow up with none of it. There's some new stuff. This right here, completely new. And again, the reason why I say so is because this is not about no lifestyle. This is about an agenda. Because like my cousin, the old, I guess you could say that older, the gay crowd, they can't stand these little people. So I mean, it's a cold dynamic. But as far as the kind of the old school gay community, they ain't really rocking with this like that. They not rocking with that. They not. So I mean, that's why I'm saying this is a different thing. This is about attacking women. I mean, because truth be told, who are you going after? And what they be talking about, stealthing and all of that. See, like I said, these other old school communities, there ain't no stealthing because you know what time it is where you at. This is different. This is all about putting a whole different vibe and energy on the masses. And it's not even about sexuality. Sexuality is just the doorway. It's much deeper than that. So y'all got to have to understand this is very much a satanic agenda. And not because of what they choose to be, but because of what the damn agenda is. So don't let these people shame you out of the truth. If you see trouble coming, call it out.
Okay? Because it seems like y'all only have so much to say when it comes to a competition. It really seems like y'all only have so much to say when it comes to tearing somebody else down. Girl, don't nobody want to be you. Girl, don't nobody want.
Jesus. I mean, the lies that while you sitting up here looking like this, there ain't nobody want to be you. Look at these titties. I ain't trying to be you. Am I missing something? Bukinis, am I missing it? Actually, these transformers ain't really, but transformers misogynistic in disguise, transsexual, feminist. Ooh. And there it is. And there it is. There it is. Thank you. Because I'm telling y'all, it is deeper than what you think. It is way deeper than what you think. D. Foster says cybernetics are next. Well, that's kind of already came into somewhat play in time, in between time now, hasn't it? Lord. Man.
Want to be you? Let's be clear, Miss Thing. A lot of you don't want to be you. Bitch, I speak very frequently and openly about my penis, about the type of sex I have, about the type of men that I'm attracted to. Girl, don't nobody want to be you. Y'all are just mad that people are really out here moving and happy, and y'all are really mad that people are being mistaken for you and getting more respect than you do. That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, you getting more respect because I look better than you. Yeah, don't you worry about my dick and balls because I look better than you, and I often get mistaken for you, ladies. Now, sisters, I don't know what you ladies is mad at over here because I look better than you. This is so deep. This Blueberry Muffin said vagina envy. Like, this is so odd. Like, and they want you to normalize this. It's crazy. Sunny 81 in the house. How you doing, sister? Bukita said Child, shut up. You only look like a woman because you paid to look like one. Man. Well, there it is. See, yeah. What's happening here? This is a cold. And see, here's the thing. And I think I played enough of this because I'm going to get to a point. I'm getting to a point here, family. Let me get this other video in here. And we're going to get into how all of this is tied into one another. Keep telling y'all this is the Democrat and the people who fund the Democrats, like the people who fund this jam woman who is paid to infiltrate Black empowerment. Like, you see that leaderboard of funding that they got? That means that they are spending a ton of money to combat us, the grassroots, you. People saying we need reparations. We are fighting for reparations. We're standing on our square for reparations, and we're not leaving till we get our reparations. All of this is about you. Even this.
What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm really frustrated with Ice Cube. Going on Tucker Carlson, talking about, Barack Obama was a symbolic victory, this, that, and third. Listen, I have no problems with people critiquing Barack Obama. Not at all. There's plenty of critique to go around as it pertains to Barack Obama. But this idea that you didn't know, and you're a movie director, that Tucker Carlson was going to cut from you, use your words, and use video of Black people and use them as pawns in your video is lame and immature. It shows how slow you are, and it shows why you need to stay in your lane. Staying in your lane is not a bad thing. My dentist stays in his lane. He fixes my teeth. He doesn't fix my heart. I go to my doctor for that. I'm surrounded by experts that stay in their lane. Ice Cube should keep his mouth closed unless it's about something in his lane. Everybody should. You a joke, dog.
Well, yeah, brother, real quick, then that means you should go tell every preacher to stay away from politics or talking about voting. Are you willing to do that? Because we know the AME Church is going on a full-scale move. The Black church is taking its last hurrah, as we know it, as an institution that can be trusted. Because this time around, either you choose the people or you chose the donkey. And as we all know, the another name for a donkey is an ass. People make the world go round, not a donkey. Time to choose up. You see where I left? I said, well, I know what type of season I'm going in. Things are changing. And one thing for me, I have to make sure I do is be in a place to where I can respect the agenda. And I can never respect pushing Democrats down our throats indiscriminate just for the sake of them never doing nothing. When we are in the midst of changing the conversation globally, there's no way I could stay around and participate in the events such as telling people to go vote for their own detriment. That's absolute bullshit to me. So with that being said, how many different shills have you seen hop on the scene this week? Just this week. And it's all tied to something. And at first, and I'm glad that it's the weekly wrap up so I can actually get to it, because if you really dig into things, you start finding that's where the connections are. And so from everybody trying to tear down Just Hilarious. Oh, not to mention family. Who does anybody know where what is T.S. Madison's background? Because I would have played what I saw early on Twitter from that individual, but it was so much cussing in it, I didn't want to play it because I didn't have enough time to edit it out. But I've seen her, or I'll give it like I say, I'll give the credit what you be addressed at. I seen T.S. Madison on a clip on Twitter going in on Just Hilarious. Also said the same thing that this person just said, though, that they're not trying to be you, ladies. And then I'm just wondering, like, well, where are these people from? Like, does anybody know where T.S. Madison's from? Blueberry muffin. Oh yeah, Les Caden said church foolishness. Ooh, Lord. Oh, we got it. Oh man, one of the things with the cringiest things I've ever heard. T.S. Madison is from California? No. That person said they was from Florida. So yeah, okay, yeah. Oh man, you right. T.S. Look at what I almost said. Madison from GA, Columbus, I think. Well, I know in that video talking about she was from Florida. And so when I be hearing that, oh, you from Florida, and with that real raggedy mouth, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, it makes me wonder.
Where's your family from?
Yeah, so who knows? Who knows? I gotta wonder, like, where's her family from? So yeah, if anybody could locate that one, because it would make total sense that T.S. Madison was a tether. Because our Ren 11B Airport, boy, you are reading my mind, brother. Reading my mind. Because if anybody know, you know that like down there, they really heavily frown upon that. So when a lot of Caribbean people get a chance to come to the States, they let that cat out that bag. Or a boochie cat, in whichever case. Now, they will come out now but see, there's also some of them weird-minded women down there that they want daughters so bad that they turn their little boys into little girls. So that type of thing actually is something that has been coming out of the Caribbean. I don't know what the hell that's about. If anybody, like, I don't have the history on what that is about. Why there's people in, as I've seen this story to where mothers wanted little girls so bad, or wanted all girls so bad, they basically made their little girl a boy. I mean, little boy a girl. My bad. Boogie said, nah, they pay for cats so they get a bag. They gotta run up that money. You right about that. Well, the other thing, hey, you can come to Oregon to get yourself a felony and go to prison. The state will pay for it here. The state will pay for it here. But the one thing you got to do is you have to admit you got gender dysphoria, which up until, of course, so many years ago was literally a clinical mental illness. But you still have to admit that that's what you have to get a sex change. They don't tell you that out here because they want to convince you of something that they actually have to admit the truth about before they get the surgery. So when I hear people, oh shit, that's why a lot of people won't come at me, because you know where I spend my time at. You know where I spend my time at, baby. So there is nothing you can say to me. Oh, CRCI made history. Made history. Yeah, you don't want it with me. So I noticed how the people stay away, because you know there was a historical event where I was at. Yeah. Historical event. Boy, where Black Star at? Black Star TV. Where you at, brother? So for those of y'all who have heard this story between me and my brother Black Star TV 2.0, you know what I'm talking about. But with that being said, this last brother that you just saw, you know, I would just by the tone that he was using, you already know what time it was with him. And shout out to my good sister, Judah Queen, my good and solid sleuth of a moderator. She went and found up, you know, this guy has been hired by the DNC in years past, or by super PACs, to muster up the black male vote. So notice who they sent out. You get out there and you get it, Ice Cube, right now, before Ice Cube has any kind of time to get any traction. Because of course, why? Why? Oh man, see, he gonna go on there like Tucker Carlson ain't gonna see, man, that shit's immature. And that's just amateur. Stop. A person who has showed you how to make even black films and transition from ghetto film to kids movies and still keep his reputation. Only other person to do something like that in such a long time span is Ice-T. Now, which one of them two dudes are you calling like chump? You out of your mind? But I get it, especially, no, you out of here, dog, man. You done took a check or fell on your head. Ain't nobody in my age range talking like that. We know what you got. You obviously took some money, bro. Because, and then, yeah, like I said, shout out to the queen. Because when you turn up here, yeah, I think we all can be safe to say we know what time it is.
We've been talking about the drop in enthusiasm among African Americans for President Biden, which could have real consequences for Democrats in the midterm election. That is especially true in states like Georgia, where Joe Biden won by less than 1%, in large part because of black voters. Black voters also showed up in record numbers to elect 2 senators that gave Democrats 50 seats in the Senate. And those black voters went to the ballot inspired by Joe Biden's promises on issues such as police reform and voting rights. Joining me now is W. Mondale Robinson, the founder of the Black Male Voter Project.
Now, do y'all really believe he the founder, or is he the person that they put in place to make sure this goes on? I mean, come on. Just like the other thing. Yeah, we're going to help get out to black. Are you tired? Are you angry? Are you tired of hearing? Are you just going to hear that it's one more time around the corner, just a little while longer? Just keep pressing. You don't want to quit now while your victory is just one vote ahead. Come on. Come on. So, no, dude. He's the founder and stop. He's the dude that they put in place to say, oh, it's his. No, it ain't. again, remember that the sheet of donors, yeah, baby. See, we don't forget about where that money come from. And we know that these people are seriously about their agenda and they know what they're paying for. And you don't get people like this who have made humongous contributions to the jam woman who her whole objective is to prevent us from delineating from the diaspora. I mean, literally, like, no, y'all ain't leaving. No, we still pops. We all's ones. Now, you a lazy Akata, but I mean, we all one. Oh, yeah, not to mention, everybody that you've also seen has also been questionable tethers or suspect tethers. Definite shields, suspect tether. Let's hear some more of this guy. And not to mention, just looking at this brother, are you getting FBA vibes? Are y'all getting FBA vibes from this fella? Or is there something else?
Mondale, let me start with this. Nationwide, 6% more of black men voted for Donald Trump in 2020.
Hold on. This nigga name is Walter Mondale. You know he a tether. Your family named you after a white presidential candidate in America? It just dawned on me like, wait a minute, your name is Walter Mondale. What? My old heads in the chat. Oh man, you see these young, I get like some people like, who's Walter Mondale? Look him up. Walter Mondale. Dark-skinned brother said, I don't have the patience to do what you do, Beats. I'll praise the Most High for everything you do. Shout out to you, brother. Oh, man. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, my good brother. Man, appreciate the super chat. Absolutely, man. Oh, welcome to Jamrock. I think he might be, well, no, yeah, because Africans don't really take names like that. That's some Caribbean shit right there. Walter Mondale. Wait, your mama named you that. What your brother's name is? John Fitzgerald, huh? Oh, like Grandmaster J. Oh, my Lord. When you go back and just start thinking about all the people we've seen since 2020, John Fitzgerald, and y'all was giving y'all gun information and personal information to that Negro. We was crazy for saying something's up with that dude. Oh man, y'all just hating, man. Okay.
Than in 2016, up 13% to 19%. Now, your group helped flip Georgia for the Democrats by mobilizing 1.2 million black men. What are you hearing now from black men in Georgia, but also all across the country? Because, as you know, I'm president of National Action Network.
I'm sorry, I thought that was for Stacey Abrams. I thought that was Stacey Abrams who did that. It was black women. Right? Ain't that what we heard? I mean, this is from 2021. Did I miss something? Black women did this, right? Now, all of a sudden, black men are responsible? I could have sworn all we heard about was Stacey Abrams swinging. This is why you needed to vote for her in 2022, right? She was able to turn Georgia blue. Well, she still lost, but she was able to turn Georgia blue. It was all about the black woman. And this conversation is going on like they wasn't saying none of that. Woo-wee. Well, I guess desperate times call for desperate measures.
Work somewhere, wherever you work around the country. What are you hearing about how they feel about President Biden now and why?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show, Rev. Let me start by correcting something. That number that you quoted, that 6% increase in Black men participation for Republicans, not only do I doubt it, I know for a fact that it's not accurate. We know exit polls are often wrong, and that was the exit poll that was quoted in the New York Times. It is not based on reality. And the reason I know that is for what happened in Georgia. If you consider that
Walter Mondale Robinson, like Jackie Robinson, yeah, buddy, I would have to really start saying that I'm pretty certain this brother's from the Caribbean. Walter Mondale Robinson. Are you leaving out the Jackie part? I mean, because this dude's name very well could be Walter Mondale Jackie Robinson. Blueberry Muffin said Walter Fritz Mondale used Barbara Jordan to sell black women on voting Democrat in the 70s. He created the current black woman template. And if y'all do not, for those of you who like black exploitation films, if you have seen Willie Dynamite, one of the scenes in that movie is while Walter Mondale is one of his many times running for president, back in the 70s, Walter Mondale was the labor guy. So, yeah. And then also, as you see, made way for a bunch of Caribbean immigrants. And so, obviously, they're paying him back by naming their children after him. That's like when you see a dude's name is like John Matthew or David Gabriel. That's a dead giveaway that they probably come from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? His name, like, he's going to be Mark Thomas. Strong chance from the Caribbean. Just saying.
140,000 black men that did not vote for Barack Obama, that were eligible to vote for Barack Obama in 2012, came out and voted in the Democratic primary. The Democratic primary in 2020, even after the presidential race had already been determined, we know that the increase in black men not only overwhelmingly went to Democrats, but there was no increase if you look at the numbers, not just in Georgia, in all 17 of the states that we worked in. So I just want to push back on that, first of all. Secondly, as it pertains to black men and our attitude towards Joe Biden or any president and politicians at this moment, I ain't even gonna hold you, Rev. Black men are not excited about Joe Biden, and they weren't excited about Joe Biden during the election cycle. This is why people missed the enthusiasm that existed in black men in 2020. They were polling, are you happy to vote for Biden? And brothers continually said no. But what they weren't asking were, are you excited about the possibility that we could get criminal justice reform? Right. Are you excited about the possibility that we can have qualified immunity eliminated? Are you excited about us funding trades in a way that could benefit black men with felony convictions?
Are you comfortable with a bunch of empty promises that never came true or materialized, giving up that time while doing nothing for black folks And now that you do not have the House, now you have to come back to the black voter populace. See, this is 2021. They thought they had it sold up. And so now they recognize in 2022, you're going to have to do something different. So why all of a sudden do you see them rolling this Negro out again? It ain't by coincidence. It's by design. So yeah, that's something to most definitely take notice of. And with this fella here, he ain't one of us. And does
That's
not
what black
represent
men
us.
was and still excited about. The problem, though, with this president and this administration is that their lack of movement on promises made to black men.
Oh, you don't say. Okay, I guess that's the end of that. Right. Okay. So that's him. And you see that like they had him on Politics Nation. So obviously he's a shield. And he tried to act like he wasn't today. Oh, you can't call me Boule and this and that. Look at the company you keep. Not only that, you know who else follows him on Twitter? The Squad. So Ilhan Omar and Ocasio-Cortez and Ayanna Pressley, these are the type of people who are following a dude on Twitter who has less than 5,000 followers. So what impressed them so much to follow a nobody? I'm just saying. A politician, a sitting politician, is caring about what a dude with less than 5,000 followers on Twitter is talking about, but also they're investing in this guy or have once invested. So maybe the whole deal is he's trying to make a comeback. That could be. That definitely could be. But let's get into why I believe they were doing all of this. Wait. First, we have a couple things to get to, a couple short clips that we have to get to in way of news. Remember that other funny face looking woman? Like I said, the woman that looks like a natural born man trying to look like a woman. She came out and said, it's so disheartening to see black men, like basically we were hating on the Carly Russell woman or whatever and misogyny, and we want to see black women oppressed and stuff like that. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know what was going on there. But nonetheless, let's see. Where Eastside is at? Eastside, come on in here, brother. So check this out again. So these next two clips before we get any further. Y'all ain't supporting Carly Russell. Y'all misogynistic. And you'll just hate black women. And then the next week, just hilarious, you shut up, you look like a man. It's all right, because this penis and balls has a dress on and nails and a lace front. So it's all good.
Carly Russell, the 25-year-old Alabama woman who admits she faked her own kidnapping, was charged today with 2 misdemeanors, including false reporting to law enforcement. Earlier this month, she disappeared for 2 days after calling 911 to report a toddler wandering along a highway and then claimed she had been abducted.
Boy, that fell flat now, didn't it?
False reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond. Falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction. Ms. Russell was released from jail after posting bond. We initially presented this case to District Attorney Lanice Washington, who agreed to handle prosecution through district court. After consulting with the Circuit Court of Jefferson County, Bessemer Division, the case was referred back to municipal court for charging because the only applicable charges were misdemeanors. Judging from the amount of phone calls and emails that we've received from people all over the country, I know many are shocked and appalled that Ms. Russell is only being charged with 2 misdemeanors, despite all the panic and disruption her actions caused. Let me assure you, I too share the same frustration, but existing laws only allow the charges that were filed to be filed. I can tell you that I will be contacting our state legislatures on behalf of law enforcement in Montgomery and asking them to look at this law applied to these facts and urge them to add an enhancement to current legislation when somebody falsely reports kidnapping or another violent crime. Because of the attention this case has garnered, we've requested Attorney General Steve Marshall's office adopt this case, and they've agreed to do so. The Hoover Police Department wants to thank everyone that assisted us from the beginning and continues to assist us in this case as we work its way through the criminal.
Well, looks like the sister has to take it on the chin. And again, this is not a situation that has anything to do with us. And right, it rightfully so. Oh boy. No. Oh Lord, hold on. Wait a minute, I gotta show y'all something. Let me get this in here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh no, hold on. So yes, it's unfortunate for Carly Hustle Russell. She's getting cooked. It's this rap. Forgive me, I got to vent. Chat Most High. Words you already know, family. Oh man, it's all good, man. All good, my brother. And thank you again for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours, man. And TMB increasing black men. Buzzer Cam in the house. What's going on? What is going on? Oh man, y'all been getting it in the chat. Oh man, I see y'all down here. I see y'all. Yes, D. Shout out Buzzer Cam, man. I was able to. I seen you on brother Torian Rain below this live earlier. I wasn't in the chat, but I was able to pop in there for a minute. And see y'all in there getting it in. It's always good to see. And shout out to Eastsiders, man, for sending me that link. I see what y'all got going on over on Twitter. But I also see our brother Tariq is already in there. So the business handling is in good hands. Y'all come back on over here once we done. Or once y'all done over there. Because I'm sure they're going to try to kick him off stage as soon as he get cooking. But nonetheless, this is what I just saw. Happy to celebrate 50 years of independence in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas with Ambassador Wendell Jones at the Kennedy Center, where I also serve on the board. This is your Congressional Black Caucus. Okay, that's something else. Oh, Lord, what's going on there? Yeah, shout out to you, brother, because this is what actually he sent me. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it is. Santa's Woke Wars. Who do they? Oh, man, y'all got that Andre Manigault fool on stage? Y'all letting that dumb speak? Oh man, well, you know what you got to understand is foreign policy, because you got to understand the foreign policy. Let's just take a listen. Let's see what's going on real quick. Can we get in here?
Turns out that these 12 people had met for 6 months. 6 African Americans, some Caucasian, and some Hispanic Americans were on this panel. The Department of Education came to 2 of the 6 months of meetings. It was even streamed and zoomed, and they didn't even participate. They waited till it was finalized to come and lie about it and shit on it. So apparently DeSantis also didn't read the document because he doesn't know that it says nothing about the slavery benefit stuff in Florida education. It had to do with some famous historical African Americans who lifted themselves up after slavery and were very successful. So that's the real truth of it. Just like the whole we ban gay stuff in Florida, it's talking points from the left. Mm-hmm. I think it's phenomenal that they came out saying this. So DeSantis had 3 interviews. He doubled down on all 3 interviews about the benefits of slavery and education.
Okay. It looks like we see what they're going on. Okay. So, yeah, they're talking DeSantis and this and that. And we don't know. So I guess that must be the conservative side of the game doing a little bit of protecting home. Because, again, they have to figure out something as well to get our attention, because although the Democrats are losing black voter support, especially amongst our generation and younger, that doesn't mean that we are fooling with the Republicans. And the Republicans are very well aware of that. So what they're now doing is trying to make the play to say, okay, we got to do something. Hey, let's not look as racist as we have in the past, because let's bite the bullet. We can't deport these black folks, and not to mention, they the only black folks that's gonna give you that smoke. So what we gonna do here? Guess we got to give up these immigrants. And so let's see where I want to start. Okay, because y'all remember in the beginning they were talking just like what that brother was saying in the video. What about this? And what about the possibilities of that? And what about the policy? Well, the truth is none of those policies came to be. Now, he came out talking about an anti-lynching bill last year. Y'all remember that? The Emmett Till anti-lynching bill, then proceeded not to prosecute anybody who was performing lynchings, because there's somebody sitting in New York City who is very much guilty of committing a lynching on camera. So again, you're talking about people who have enacted, and mind you, if you're a black person defending yourself, you're arrested and charged immediately. There is no self-defense when you are black and your assailant is white. I can speak from firsthand experience on that. And then, yes, Daniel Penny, Subway Bronson, all this vigilante justice they got out here. Did y'all see this? And spoiler alert, but did y'all see this latest episode, the finale of Secret Invasion? And that's Marvel's Secret Invasion. It's the TV series on Disney Plus featuring Samuel L. Jackson. And they're talking about the Skrulls. They're able to shape shift and blend in and stuff like that. Well, like a spoiler alert, so I'm gonna give away a little part of the end. So after they have to foil the big bad in the series, they get him out to paint, and then they let the president know, hey, we saved your life because the person who was next to you was an imposter and blah blah blah. And so then he gets saved and helped out by these people, but then proceeds to make such a speech that would inspire vigilantes to go random hunting on people they would think were Skrulls. And not everybody was. They actually accidentally laid down a prime minister of a foreign country under this vigilante mind state that has been inspired by the president. And I find it very ironic that they were doing that as well. So, you got again, president to get them the hell off my planet. And then you see vigilantes like the one scene that's the coldest is the team of dudes that look like they just came off of Cliven Bundy's ranch, and they run into a TV station and gun down a news anchor who's a Skrull. They get it right. But yeah, running into the news station, like I said, and 3 clearly European melanin deprived individuals who were masked. Like I said, they were dressed like they just came from Cliven Bundy's farm or ranch, and just proceeded to go in there and just gun them down. But so just keep that in mind, because where does that lead when we start talking about enabling vigilantism like they're trying to do in New York with Daniel Penny? And none of these people are getting charged with this lynching bill. But nonetheless, let's see where we at here. Let me play a little bit of this, because this is how it started.
His extensive research showed that between 1877 and 1950, more than 4,400 black people were murdered by lynching, most in the South, but some in the North as well. That's a lot of folks, man, and a lot of silence for a long time. Lynching was pure terror to enforce the lie that not everyone belongs in America, not everyone is created equal. Terror to systematically undermine hard-fought civil rights. Terror, not just in the dark of the night, but in broad daylight. Innocent men, women, and children hung by nooses from trees. Bodies burned and drowned and castrated.
We know.
Crimes,
we definitely know.
Trying to vote, trying to go to school, trying to own a business or preach the gospel. False accusations of murder, arson, and robbery. Simply being black. Often the crowds of white families gathered to celebrate the spectacle, taking pictures of the bodies and mailing them as postcards. Emmett Till was an only child. He grew up in the south side of Chicago with his mother Mamie and grandparents and cousins. In the summer of 1955, Emmett turned 14 years old, ready to start 8th grade in the fall. Before school started, he wanted to visit his cousins in Mississippi. So Emmett's mom dropped.
We know about the story of Emmett Till. What are you going to do? See, this is how Joe Biden does black folks. He comes out and gives you he reads off the list of atrocities that happened to black folks and then offers you nothing. Typical MO.
What stops it is all of us, not a few. All of us have to stop it. People like Ida B. Wells, one of the founders of the NAACP, established 100 years ago in response to racial terror across the country. A brilliant, gifted writer. She exposed the barbaric nature of lynching as a tool to intimidate and subjugate black Americans. In her words, her courage, her convictions, she was trying to prevent the murders of Emmett Till and Ahmaud Arbery. So many others, over 4,400 others. Ida B. Wells once said, quote, "The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon the wrongs." turn the light of truth upon the wrongs. That's what all of you have done gathered in this rose garden, with this bill and so much more, including Ida B. Wells's great-granddaughter, Michelle Duster, whom I'm honored to introduce to mark this historic day. Michelle,
I'm just curious.
Welcome to the White House.
What the hell does this have
welcome
to
the
do with
podium,
it?
as my mother would say, God love you, dear. I didn't see that, sorry.
I'm going to just take a moment to take in this, because it has been a very long time. Thank you, President Biden, for that introduction and for your leadership in signing this bill into law. My brother Dan and I are honored to be here and represent our great-grandmother, Ida B. Wells Barnett, who once said, "Our country's national crime is lynching." She was born and enslaved in 1862, Holly Springs, Mississippi, the same state where 14-year-old Emmett Till was lynched 93 years later. She became one of the first investigative and most prominent journalists and civil rights activists of her time. She carefully chronicled names, dates, locations, and excuses used to justify lynchings.
See, this is almost like HR 40. Now, mind you, we have people who have been lynched since this bill. Who's been prosecuted from it? So, I mean, this is, when people say, yeah, man, because I'm just preparing you for the excuses to come. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is going to be a tool of the shoe. Y'all remember now, now see, we had the Emmett Till bill, right? And see, now we're going to get a monument 2 years later. Is this right before an election before? Right before an election year now? And an empty gesture. This is a whole damn bill that you ain't seen nobody prosecuted from in 2 years. And the person to who is responsible for even creating this situation went to her eternal hellfire without being punished among the land of the living. You understand what I'm saying? She's responsible for this 14-year-old child's torture and brutal death. But the bill that is attached to her crime watches her go straight on into hell unscathed. Well, rest in hell, Carolyn Bryant. May torment and may your spirit see the torment that you should have saw on earth. And if you come back, may you get it again. I'm just saying. You know, Channel Raw TV in the house. Peace, peace. Gerald Copeland in the house. White chicks been making false patrol reports with impunity. Not only that, but having some in New York, having coon DAs help them get off with nothing. And in other places. I mean, there's 2 incidents that happened in New York. One being Amy Cooper. The other being Maya Ponsetto. Need I say more? So here's the, I just wanted to play this for reference. Because, you know, they make a big deal out of things like that. So, man, we got that, man. See, we got that. Okay. Well, so you say. We got something out of the deal. Well, let's check this out. Because nobody's been prosecuted. Carolyn Bryant was able to go to her grave with no punishment, and it was all good. Let's get this here.
As patriots, we know that we must remember and teach our full history, even when it is painful, especially when
let me go back a little bit.
Fuel the movement for civil rights. Good afternoon, everyone. Please have a seat. Good afternoon. To our President Joe Biden, members of Congress, the members of the Till family, and my fellow Americans. Today we gather to remember our history. We gather to remember an act of astonishing violence and hate, and to honor the courage of those who called upon our nation to look with open eyes at that horror and to act. The story of Emmett Till and the incredible bravery of Mamie Till Mobley helped fuel the movement for civil rights in America. And their stories continue to inspire our collective fight for justice.
No, because there is no collective fight for justice. Everybody else has their individual fight for their group, and then their group gets a bill. So there is no collective fight for justice. That's the first lie you're selling to people in this moment, and telling us that a lynching happening only to Black people at the time to a 14-year-old has something to do with now the collective? Are you out of your mind? No, ma'am. Because most of the people you're talking about in that collective, their paperwork identifies them with a W. Even if they got skin color like me, they still come over here and W. Ain't no B on their paperwork. Cut it out. Stop it. Anyway, just like there ain't no B on yours.
When I served in the United States Senate, I was so profoundly honored to sponsor the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act alongside Congressman Bobby Rush. And it was an even greater honor to stand beside our President, Joe Biden, as he signed the law that finally made lynching a federal crime. So many leaders here today made that progress possible. Our history as a nation is born of tragedy and triumph, of struggle and success. That is who we are. And as people who love our country, as patriots, we know that we must remember and teach our full history, even when it is painful, especially when it is painful. Today, there are those in our nation who would prefer to erase or even rewrite the ugly parts of our past. Those
Who are those? Because, see, those people are not attached to one party or another. So who are those people that you would be referring to? Because, see, when we start walking down these roads of conversation, it all of a sudden becomes about this party or that party. I don't need to hear about the party. I need to hear about the community. You understand what I'm saying? What community is this? Because truth be told, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat is as long as you are not of our community, doesn't anything that you're doing in the right wing or the left wing doesn't that benefit you as a whole while still excluding us? So, yeah, no, I hope y'all catch that.
To attempt to teach that enslaved people benefited from slavery. Those who insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, who try to divide our nation with unnecessary debates. Let us not be seduced into believing that somehow we will be better if we forget. We will be better if we remember. We will be stronger if we remember. Because we all here know it is only by understanding and learning from our past that we can continue to work together to build a better future. And so now it is my great honor to introduce a leader who has dedicated his life to preserving and protecting our history. And Reverend Wheeler Parker Jr. just also shared with me that he and his wife will be celebrating this weekend their 56th anniversary of marriage. Reverend Wheeler Parker Jr.
In fact, we were married 56 years on Sunday. My wife say, when we get to heaven, I'm going to say, Lord, not up here too. I see we have a whole lot of amens to that. I'm truly humbled by this honor. You see, I was born in Mississippi. I spent my early years as a sharecropper and was focused upon filling up a 9-foot sack. Focus upon my quota, not making history from the outhouse to the White House. From a time when we
Did he just give you a line from Black Dynamite? From the outhouse all the way to the White House. You can't just stick it to the man. You got to have yourself a plan.
We lived in fear to a time when President and Vice President gave us this great hope.
What?
Kept their promise by delivering. This is what America.
Wait. If you're talking about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we were not living in fear, brother. The hell are you talking about? Wait, what is this dude saying? We were living in fear. Huh? With pull up summer. Where was the fear with all these protests? What fear were we living in? This is insane.
America means to me. Promises made, promises kept.
No, ain't no promises.
It has been
kept.
quite a journey for me from the darkness to the light. When I sat with my family on the night of terror, when Emmett Till, our beloved Bobo, was taken from us, taken to be tortured, brutally murdered. Back then, when I was overwhelmed with terror and fear of certain death in the darkness of 1,000 midnights, in a pitch black house, on what some have called dark fear road. Back then in the darkness, I could never imagine a moment like this, standing in the light of wisdom, grace, and deliverance. There's something amazing you feel when you meet President Biden, like I did when he signed the Emmett Till anti-lynching law.
That you ain't got a damn thing from. See, this is exactly where we cannot allow ourselves to go back to. A bunch of getting up here talking about, basically talking about the Democrats or Joe Biden as if they the next coming to slice bread. Like, what are you talking about, dude? And just meeting Joe Biden, it just, oh, he's just such a good man. He really, really care about us black peoples. And, you know, he want to do good by us black peoples. And, you know, we got way too many. See, these young folk just don't know. Oh, them old Republicans, don't you know they racist? Oh, my Lord, oh, they racist. Oh, good grief. Oh, Lord, I just don't want no trouble.
Shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dancing.
Bill into law. He welcomed me to this place of great power. I felt the power of his personal devotion, his devotion to justice, to equality, his commitment to keeping the promise of America. This came from his heart, from his soul. God bless you, President Biden, for all you have done and will do to preserve our history. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing President Joe Biden.
Kiss this man on the cheek. Family, did he just kiss this man on the cheek? Oh, yeah, yes, indeed. Looks like I got my brother, man. I got a special guest, family, a special guest, and he popped in right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our good brother, Black Alpha Network, to the stage. Let me see. We'll get you on here. Where you at? Where you at, brother? Get you on here. Where you at? Should be there. I don't see why can't I see you? Where you at? All right, Alpha, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, my brother?
Yes, sir, I can. I don't know why I can't see you on the screen. Let me see. What's going on here? I don't know why I can't get you on the screen here. I'm trying to even get you on this. Let's see if I can get here. This is really crazy. My the layout is staying stuck.
Hey, just like the boule when they trying to walk, man, them old dinosaurs, brother.
For real, bro. So from what I've been playing, and so I'll just do it like this. From what I just played, what have you been able to gather? I'm not sure how much of this guy's story you actually got a chance to hear. But,
man,
what have you got?
I didn't catch the whole thing, but you know, brother, you know, one dinosaur is like them all. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
The same type of games that they run on us, it's very evident that it's election season because they're going to the same thing. You know, the Democratic Party and the boule, that partnership is sad at this point because they don't even try to come up with new stuff. Everything is just the old, outdated ones. That person right there, as well as everybody in the room, everybody in the picture, even that bald-headed dude you see right there, you see the back of his bald head, you see him?
Yes, sir.
All of them. All of them. They all cut from the same cloth. And that cloth is to try to run interference on any type of progress that foundational Black Americans are making and give us these fake symbolic gestures that we've been calling out. How long we been calling these out now, brother? How long now? Genuinely.
It has been a minute, brother. I mean, we've been calling these shields out for a minute. And not only that, we have been seeing them come into our spaces.
Yeah.
A lot of they come into ours. We've seen them go into our brother Tariq's spaces, and they like to always come in time waste. But nonetheless, if they can't time waste, then it's always about insulting us.
Yes, yes. The time wasting is in full effect. And this season, it gets amped up to the 10th degree. And like you said, brother, then they try to insult us. Hey, and they insults be old, outdated, and lame as hell. Lame as hell, man. They be out there just trying to hit us with anything they can pull up. And they don't really like the fact that there has been a renaissance and it is the new era. And, we talk about that all the time. And they understand that clock is ticking. And they're in the 11th hour and, they're fixing to fade, all the way out. And at the end of the day, whatever we say goes, and they're not used to that type of time. They're used to what they say go, no matter how bad it is. So right now, man, I'm really loving that fact that they're against the ropes and they got two enemies. They got certified foundational Black Americans on their ass, and then they got Father Time on their ass because Father Time is whooping them. Apparently, as much as that guy's leaning over there right now like he about to fall out, Father Time whooping their ass just as bad as we are, man. So we in a good position, man. I'm loving it.
Big facts. And what's so crazy, bro? It's like watching everybody moving this week. So we've seen everybody from the Nigerian woman coming after Jess Hilarious.
Yes.
So they tried to basically make it a scene about again an open season on attacking Black women.
Right.
And see, that's how I saw that. So I saw, okay, this is simply open season. Now, but notice what came with that though. She blocked most of us. And then all of these random shills start coming out the woodwork, talking about, like, even on my own my page, what they were talking about the monument that Joe Biden doing. So, man, I don't see anywhere it say statue in monument. So you get all into that conversation when the point was Carolyn Bryant going unpunished.
Brother, absolutely. It's shield season. Shield season. And what people have to understand is that when we speak of people like the boule is only one aspect of shields because there's a whole lot of shields. They come in every different category from every different group. That other person that, was going on this week that's blocking everybody, these individuals from all, what I'm talking about, these folks from all over. There's not a group in the country that isn't activated against certified foundational Black Americans. That's just what it is, and we're seeing it. So shield season is in full swing, and I notice all these individuals. I mean, look, come on now, look at the screen. I mean, really. I mean, that type of person right there think they got smoke for foundational Black Americans. They gonna lose every time, and they gonna get that wake up call. Look at that right, boy. She ain't got damn shield heaven right now, or whatever. Whatever they call themselves, you feel me? They can't stand up to it, man. The truth is too powerful, and we represent the truth. We got all the facts on our side, and the best thing on life is being able to whoop somebody's ass by telling the truth, and we've been able to do both at the same damn time, my brother.
Facts. And so look at now. Check this out. I played this a minute ago, and this is a screenshot from last year's him signing the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill, to which he hasn't done anything with. That is probably one of the most symbolic laws that he has on the books, because at the end of the day, no one has been prosecuted from it.
Facts. Family, I don't know if you can, brother. I made a meme, and it had all the different statues that they give us. I don't know if you can pull that up, family.
Ooh,
a lot of folks have already seen it. And I wanted to tell this to people. There were so many statues that were made as symbolic gestures of foundational Black Americans. I didn't even have enough room. I had to leave like 5 of them on the editing room floor. You feel me? That's how bad it is. And the very fact that they can try to slide us this and then try to tell us that it's some type of progress. Trust and believe there's going to be some Democratic shields out there telling us that that's better than reparations. There's going to be folks out there saying that's better than any type of tangible. There is no shame in these folks. A spineless person is always going to give you spineless results. And that's exactly who they are and how they operate and how they function.
Get this up here. Come on, it's loading. And then it just went away. Where'd it go? Okay, there it is.
There you go.
All right. So can you see this? Is it there? It is. There it is. All right. So y'all see symbolism. And this is the what my brother was talking about. Go ahead and explain what we see on the screen, brother.
All right. Right there is a collection of statues and symbols that have been fed to foundational Black Americans to substitute anything of substantial gain, as in reparations, as in tangibles, as in policies that are specifically and exclusive to us. They'd rather give us a symbol, a statue. And the sad part about that is the people in these statues, it encompasses literally 60 years worth of foundational Black American presence. And within those 60 years, that just so happens to be the same amount of time that we've been able to vote. So if you look right there, you see Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. Breonna Taylor's person who harmed her is literally on beaches hanging out, living his best life. But they fed us a damn statue. You see John, I got my ass whooped on Edmund Pettus Bridge Lewis. You see him. What has that man ever done other than get his ass whooped that deserves a statue? In reality, he's been a statue since Edmund Pettus Bridge. But that's a whole nother issue.
Right.
They split. I don't know what the hell that Coretta Scott King MLK thing was. I don't know what that was. And you can tell that there was another agenda. Didn't I just say that shills come in every different group? So the shills aren't just old 97-year-old Democrats. They're also some of these people from these Skittles bags and all these other groups, you know, the goddamn, you know, let me stop, brother. You get where I'm going with that one. Anyway, those communities. And then they even gave us the Tupac one. You see that right there. And the new one right there is the Emmett Till. So this goes to show you that no matter what happens, when it is Democratic shield time, they will go down trying to con foundational Black Americans, and using symbolic gestures as in statues is one of their main type of perpetrations that they use upon us, including harming a Black person like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. Within 2 years, they already got a statue erected. Ain't that a damn shame, my brother?
That is crazy, man. And see, this was the point that I was trying to get at with the person that came on my page talking crazy. And obviously they were sent there to smoke screen the conversation to talk about something else. And of course, you know, well, hey, it's a monument that's going to stretch over 5 acres. The point is, like my brother has so clearly legible at the top of the screen, it says symbolism.
Yes.
Symbolism is not justice. And the damn sure ain't reparations. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Let me ask this question, family.
Go ahead.
How many symbols in terms of statues are there for any other community? They don't have all these statues. I'll tell you what they do have. They have laws written on paper.
Yes.
If you went around right now and you looked at other communities, you will see a lack of statues. You will see a plethora of laws and policies. That right there represents the Democratic Party's policy towards foundational Black Americans for 60 years. But when you look at other groups, what you got to do is go into the books. You see names on papers, names on dotted lines. That's where their legacy is politically. And our legacy is tied into bullshit, broke down and battered statues. And half the people on that list right there have been harmed by the dominant society to where the fact they're not even here anymore. So what does that tell you?
Facts. That's big facts too, brother. And, you know, also think about this. These statues that we're seeing are on public property. If we see a statue from one of these other groups, it's based in the institution that they were able to build from all of that money that they got from the government. You feel what I'm saying?
Good point.
Yeah, man, because they got their statues. Only difference is they own the land that it's on.
Goddamn shame. Hey, which 9 times out of 10 means that they built the damn statue themselves. We get statues built for us that didn't nobody ask for. Who asked for any of those statues? No, like that Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King one that just came out. That's about a year old. Who asked for that? I don't know. Who asked for the Emmett Till? Nobody.
Right. And there's actually 2 George Floyds. Right?
Oh, brother. Yeah. You know what, family? I found 3 of them.
Really?
There was a whole different one I didn't even know about, brother. I seen Muhammad Ali. Brother, I'm telling you right now, I had to leave at least 6 ones off of that because I did not have enough room.
Wow.
They actually have statues of slaves.
But that oh yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
Sir. You know what? This is, you talk about symbolism. The other message that you could take away from this picture is this is the symbol of benign neglect.
There you go.
Woo-wee. I mean, because the proof is in the pudding. You'll spend all of this money, but however, it's in a public place. And get this, where you're putting these things at, who are the businesses that's going to make money in these areas? So again, they still caking out on the back end too.
Damn. Now, all one big apparatus, ain't it, brother?
Facts. I mean, one big machine, and that is really what I want people to understand how this operates. So this last little video, I'm glad you're here, because we done with the old Negro. I wanted him to get up there, and as you saw, this video and the last video, all they did was just tell you black folks about how bad we had already been treated and how bad we've already been done, which not like we need an education on how bad this system has been for us, but nonetheless, that's what they're doing. So let me see. Okay, let me get this in here. I don't know why they're not bringing you on the stage. I don't know how I can perfectly hear you, but you're not coming up on stage. That is insane. Yeah, man. StreamYard is on one tonight, I guess. All right, so let me get this last one in here because, brother, we have been, and we talk, and so some of the things we kind of forecast that are coming down the pike, and one of the things that I knew we were gonna see some of these entities try to switch up their talking points, and they're going to try to start sounding more and more like the grassroots. Well, we have the Congressional Black Caucus. They tried to talk black for a few days, and they made this particular statement. And again, I notice it's convenient because of the Ron DeSantis thing. So they're able to, if they're basically kind of using Ron DeSantis as Donald Trump, while totally ignoring the fact that Donald Trump is still running for president. But they are actually, because they have fuel for the Democrats with Ron DeSantis. You see what I'm saying? They're like almost using him as a way to show black folks that we still care.
Oh, yeah. It's time for the Republican boogeyman. It's time for the Republican boogeyman. They have to have one because their whole political maneuver is based upon vote for us because the other side is racist. I mean, how long are they going to pull that? Trump isn't around. They can't do that. They used Trump for 2 elections. Now they're going to use DeSantis, and eventually Trump, they're going to use him again. I remember back in the day, brother, when it was George W. Bush. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You can go way back in the day. It's always vote for us based on the other guy, because playing good cop and bad cop is the #1 tactic of supremacy. And you see that play out the most within the political world amongst the Republicans and the Democrats. And this is something that all of us, everybody in the chat, salute to the chat, salute to everybody, because we have been the ones really calling out the good cop, bad cop thing, where you realize that they're both 2 heads of the same snake. And at the end of the day, you get the same results. So I have been seeing that they're using DeSantis, and eventually when he's gone, it'll be somebody else. But it's always come over here to this supremacist who wears blue because the supremacist who wears red is so bad.
Exactly. And that's all we really seen from these people. And they love doing that to us, which it has never, it has really worked, but it's clearly never benefited us. So with this being said, we have been able to kind of turn that tide. And again, some things start like, again, an avalanche, nobody would suspect an avalanche started with a snowball. You know what I'm saying? But as things, like they say, snowball, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this plea, and not really, I won't even say plea, but this demand for justice and reparations, and also the anti-Black hate crime bill, has rang out so tough that now we got people who were almost borderline talking white supremacists themselves against us, that are now trying to talk against the right as, like, you know, oh man, they so racist. Well, so check this out, brother. The Congressional Black Caucus is now all of a sudden putting on their militant hat and going to try to come out here and talk tough. See how that goes.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Stephen Horsford. I represent Nevada's 4th Congressional District and serve as chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Since the 118th Congress was sworn in seven months ago, the Congressional Black Caucus has been fighting for the people. We have been fighting to preserve our democracy for the people, fighting to protect voting rights and creating fair districts, fighting for public safety and police accountability, fighting to protect a woman's right to choose, fighting against.
Whoa. See, and here we go. Here we go, brother. Now, already, he hasn't even got through his first minute introduction, and he's already he already said he's the chair of the Black Caucus. But you notice how he is already pivoting into opening this conversation up to all groups?
Within a matter of seconds, brother. Within a matter of seconds. He ain't even talking black. Has he said black one time?
Only in the name.
Damn, there you go right there, family. They're black only in the name. They're black only in the headline. But when you look at the nuances and the details, it's all lives matter.
And bro, look at the brother on the far left.
Hey, he looked like Gillum.
Like, where's that dude? Where's his people from? Let's hear some more of this dude.
Against the expulsion of Black elected officials, fighting archaic traditions that block progress, and of course, fighting extremist Republicans and a judiciary who would rather erase us, who want to see us less free and with fewer fundamental rights. I asked one of my Republican colleagues on the floor recently, what are you so afraid of? Is it the fact that shifting racial demographics are eroding the supremacy some believe they have? When they use the word woke, do you really mean black? Let me be clear. The attacks against black people and blackness are coordinated, well-funded, coming from every side, and they are about race. As we head into the August district work period, we're at an inflection point in this fight. And we need to be clear about who we are up against and what we must do to win.
Well, that's interesting. Because see, now all of a sudden he started talking black, black, black. But notice how he chased that up with, we know what we must do to win. Yeah, I'm seeing something here. So is this the beginning of the plea? And I'm gonna skip through some of this. I'm gonna listen to a little more of this dude, but I want to just take a little bit and pieces from all the different speakers so y'all can get a feel on what's coming.
Have to win because there is so much at stake for the people. We were reminded of these stakes just this week. The Congressional Black Caucus had the solemn horror of joining the president and vice president at the White House on a day that should have been Emmett Till's 85th birthday. A reminder of the sad moment in our history when his mother, Mamie Till Mobley, chose to have an open casket for his funeral so that the world could see the brutalness of his murder. Their story is a reminder of the horrors of our nation's past. That's why we are still fighting the vestiges of an era that many thought had passed, but are still with us today. These remnants of a bygone era are still with us because in many ways, we have never truly dealt with the systems that enable this oppression. Our democracy works best.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. We haven't dealt with the systems? I would beg to differ. Yeah, I would definitely say we've been dealing with the systems, haven't we? We haven't dealt with the systems. He's cutting against the grain. They love cutting against the grain. Absolutely. Brother Alpha, what do you think about where this dude is trying to allude to?
Man, oh man, there was so much BS in that damn half a statement right there, brother. First, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you good, brother. I don't know if you can hear me.
Uh-oh. Hold on, my sound is tripping. Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I can't. Hold on. Let's get on there. Okay. I don't know what just happened to my sound. Brother Alpha, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, my brother?
Ah, there you are. I got you. So what did you think? What did you think this dude, or where he's trying to go with it? Because he's leading with this tone. To me, I don't know. What do you think?
Right there. See, they're professional imposters, okay, and they're professional liars. They have mastered the art of making it sound like it's for black folks, but in reality, it ain't for black folks. And what they don't like is that we see through it. We can call that BS out as soon as we identify it, right? They turn into the Black Panther Party every single election season, all right? They go the whole year as, anti-foundational black Americans, but when it comes now, they start talking that power to the people stuff, right? You noticed that in that little clip, brother.
Yes, sir.
The one thing that I noticed, well, one of the things that I noticed, shall I say, is that whenever he started talking about racism or supremacy, one, he never used the term supremacy, and two, he past tensed everything. And that's an old tactic of supremacy. He talking about Emmett Till, but he ain't talking about that the lady who got Emmett Till harmed and really started the civil rights era, because Emmett Till being harmed started the civil rights era in itself. That lady was just alive 6 months ago. And that whole Democratic Party protected her, didn't do a damn thing. He left that out. And I've actually seen studies that have said, sociological studies that have proven that the dominant society is only willing to admit to racism in a past tense form. Reason being is because when you admit to it in a past tense, it lets everybody right now off the hook. So they don't mind saying, yeah, it went on in the 50s, but in the 50s, they didn't say it went on. Yeah, it went on in the 90s, but in the 90s, they didn't admit it. So what he's doing is he's serving the role as a good little master's pet, a good little minion, to where he points out things from the past, won't talk about anything now. Salute to Miss D, because she made a good point. He ain't fighting for reparations. He said fight. But he didn't say one thing that he's fighting for that is going to benefit foundational black Americans. They use our oppression. They use our suffering in order to get votes for the Democratic Party. If that's not what their agenda was, he wouldn't even be there right now.
Thank you. So let's hear what this sister has to say. Let's see if the tone changes at all.
Supreme Court's decision, and they're in it. The map advanced by the state legislature includes only one majority-minority district and a second district where black voters in Alabama make up only 39% of the voting population. That's not true majority-minority district or something close to it. Let me be clear. This map does not apply, this map does not comply with the Supreme Court's order and is an insult to black voters across this nation. I fully expect that it will be rejected by the courts. At a time when many are trying to erase our history and roll back our progress, this is yet another reminder that old battles have indeed become new again. Across this nation, extremists are attempting to silence the voices of black and minority voters. But we in Alabama have seen this before, and we are not going back without a fight. What we need is federal oversight. In September, I look forward to reintroducing the John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act in the House of Representatives to restore the full protections of the Voting Rights Act, which the Supreme Court gutted 10 years ago.
Okay, so with that being said, that means that all of your efforts right now have to be geared towards what? Getting us to vote for nothing. What you got to say, brother?
Man, you hit it. That was it right there, brother. Getting us to vote for nothing. And did you notice that she messed up? But she said what she really meant to say. She said, this does not apply. And then she goes, comply. No. You had it right the first time. You had it right the first time. It does not apply to black Americans. She knew what she was saying, and she caught herself halfway through. Yeah, we see you, homegirl. It does not apply to foundational black Americans. Neither does the Democratic Party. Neither does the political system. No liberal out here applies to the foundational black American benefits. It only applies to serving that party to get us to vote for nothing, as you just phrased, brother.
Facts. Let's hear a little more of her.
I look forward to joining with my colleagues in the Congressional Black Caucus to demand that House Republicans bring this very critical legislation to the floor for a vote. In the words of John Lewis, the vote is precious. It's almost sacred. It is the most fundamental nonviolent tool in our democracy. John reminded us on the bridge in Selma, his last visit, that we must never give up. We must never give in. We must indeed keep our eyes on the prize. The CBC will never stop fighting for the equal right of all Americans to vote.
There we go. Oh, boy.
Brother, may I say something real quick?
Go ahead, bro.
She said in the words of John Lewis, so I'm going to say this. In the words of Black Alpha, we don't give a damn what John Lewis said. How about that? Take that, run that to the bank. Whatever John Lewis said, who gives a damn? It's all about certified foundational black Americans, and all that Edmund Pettus Bridge shit can stay right there on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We ain't listening.
Ooh, and so here again, you're promoting somebody and the idea of somebody who would literally thank the police that just got done whooping the hell about you. Got your head bloody, you need stitches, you're gushing, you're still looking up with blood streaming in your eyes. Thank you, officer. I thank you for your service. Because we got in good trouble. I mean, and so again, they are desperate at this point. This is a sign of desperation to me, because they are begging for the old scary Negro to please come out. And you know, that's the whole point. They're old scary Negroes. And we are moving in a generation where that voter block is dying off by the ears. You know what I'm saying? Like I could just think of the church I was playing drums at. You know, you you ain't gonna make it through a year without somebody falling off, because this whole section of people are aging, and they are aging out of life. So this new wave, which is us and the younger generations coming up, we got a whole complete different focus of what we need to get out of politics. And these people here, all they talking about, well, we're gonna fight for the right to vote. You ain't fighting for nothing else but the right to vote, but don't want to get nothing for the vote you fighting for. That makes no sense to me, brother. What do you think about people that are going to try to come and push that?
You know what gets me, family, is that they always speak about fighting, as you say, and they always apply it to voting. But do you notice they never, ever talk about issues that we would even be willing to vote for? You ever notice that? Brothers and sisters speak on tangibles. Then we may go vote. But you got to provide that. They basically just say, go vote. As you said, vote for nothing. But when we start speaking about the details, the fine print, what's behind the curtain, what am I actually voting for? They're silent. They have nothing to say. So it just goes to show you again, like you said, brother, these folks are aging. They are going, completely out of the picture. And I want everybody to look at that screen. If you look at on our side, the right side, I'm looking at it. Everyone on the right side, that right there is the old boule. Those folks right there look like they're in their 60s and 50s. But I want you to notice as it goes further along the screen, now you're starting to see what we say is the new lay. And they get younger and younger and younger. So they're trying to replace the old do-nothing Negro with a new do-nothing Negro. And all of those do-nothing Negroes are going to run into certified black society because we'll be waiting on them. You feel me, brother?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Carmen S. Wingfield, I see you in the building. What's going on? Peace to you, my brother. And I see our sister Mary Evans in the house as well. Shout out to both of y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in this evening. And I'm telling you, family, this is very telling. It's like you said, you got the boule and the new lay, and then you have the wannabes. All of them have came out the woodwork this week. And make no mistake, that T.S. Madison individual, the reason why they trying to be so vocal and boost their profile, because I guess y'all just really want a trans porn star being in your politics, but whatever. It just makes sense to me that they're using all of these different entities to try to get right back to here. Because remember, that was it the Rolling Seas Fund they said it was targeting the black voters. I believe that we are now starting to witness that targeting. So part of the targeting is combating anti-democratic sentiment, or should I say, for lack of better words, the truth. But let's hear a little more of this woman, and we'll go check out one of these others.
With great honor that I introduce our colleague from Louisiana, Troy Carter.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Sewell. Thank you, Chairman Horsford. Thank you all for being here. The Supreme Court recent decision to uphold the vote.
Oh, brother.
I know you seen that cane come out, boy. You know that walking cane was coming, brother. What would it be watching the boule talk without a walking cane? That guy look like goddamn. Hey, don't he look like Clyburn?
He do.
I'm telling you, you see one of these dinosaurs, man. You seen them all. You got nothing but a damn T-Rex, and then you got a damn Velociraptor. That's it.
Oh my Lord! So let's check this, bro. I wonder if that old man gonna speak.
Voting Rights Act of 1965 aligns with the principles of a healthy democracy that values fair and equitable representation. I've advocated for a redistricting process in Louisiana that upholds fairness and protects the rights of black voters, including the creation of a second majority-minority congressional district in Louisiana. Over the past decade, Louisiana's population has grown, become more diverse, with black residents comprising roughly 33% of the vote.
That's after Katrina?
We have 6 congressional seats in Louisiana, yet we only have 1 African American member of Congress. But 1/3 of 6 is 2, which means we have an opportunity to elect 2 African American members. The numbers speak for themselves. Math is math.
So again, more vote. I mean, this is a lot of talk with absolutely no concern for policy that benefits Black people at all. So if this is it, I think the Democrats are in extreme amount of trouble, because by now you're hearing tangible, but all of you people that's hollering intangibles, and y'all want some tangibles. Now how the hell you gonna get tangibles? See, that ain't gonna cut it no more. And this brother right here, man, we got 1 seat and we should have 2. So what we need to do is get y'all out there to vote. Bro, they are not changing up at all. Project Leroy, shout out to you, brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much for the super chat. Black first. That guy at the podium looked like Grady from Sanford and Son. Oh man. Oh, Fred. Oh Lord. Let's hear some more Grady.
Reapportionment is done every 10 years. It accounts for the ebbs and flows of population shifts. When we lose, we've accepted it. And now the numbers have shifted in our favor. And it is only fair and legal and just. And we demand justice and will continue to fight for the 2nd seat in Louisiana.
Okay, so again, brother, we talked about that Rolling C fund, right? Is this not the Rolling C fund in action? Because one of the objectives to that fund is making sure that they get support for the sitting Congressional Black Caucus members, but also for the up and coming Congressional Black Caucus members. So this is really, really feeling like this is the money coming through with the, you know, they showing you where the money's going. You feel what I'm saying, bro?
Absolutely. The investment is speaking, isn't it? You can see the investment. If we want to see where the money is being allocated towards, then we see it. It's obviously not being allocated towards us because we can't point to anything substantial. But what we can point to is talking heads, Democratic shills, and the policies that they're putting forth. So you're right, brother. That is just the investment that the Democrats are making right then and there, and you're seeing it speak. And, you know, me and you have always drawn the parallels between the Democratic plantation and the actual slave plantation. Those people right there represent all of the house Negroes that were trying to get the Black folks in order. It went from y'all get up and y'all go pick that cotton for massa and be good to y'all go vote for Democrat and be good. It's the same exact thing. Ain't nothing changed but the weather.
Big facts. Big facts. So let's hear some more of this, dude, because we see where they're going. Come on, Grady.
It is imperative that we move beyond our troubled history and embrace fair maps that align with the data, the facts, the empirical information that is not subject to politics, not subject to the whim of any individual. It's just the facts. It's just the math. When individuals are granted the right to vote, their voices are amplified and their concerns are brought to the forefront for political decision making. Protecting and expanding voter rights ensures that every citizen, regardless of race, gender, or background, has equal opportunity to have their voices heard in the direction they believe our nation should go. Together.
Yeah, something else with that everybody with that presumably would have under such said government would also be the protection of the law, which foundational Black Americans do not get. So yeah, there's that. So we're doing the voting, yeah, all lives and on the whim of an individual. You hear where he going. So I think we've heard enough of Grady. He's selling voting. So far, they're heavily selling voting. Let's see, let's get a little further ahead. I want to see if Gramps over there speaks.
Whether Harvard discriminates on the basis of race by using donor.
Now, what the hell is this?
You know, it wouldn't be complete, brother. It wouldn't be complete without him.
Y'all done went got you a whole Asian man. I mean, what is this dude from Pakistan?
Together we can demand that Louisiana, Alabama is properly represented per the numbers. And remember this, math is math. It is what it is. We will not retreat. We will not cower. We will not back away. And my friends, we will not quit. I am honored to stand here to say that we will in fact achieve this long overdue goal and justice for Black Louisiana voters in creating a second congressional
woman
seat.
with the black glasses, she don't
This
look
is the
black at all.
time. This
She's
is the
Latino.
now. And we will stand firm. Now I'm proud to introduce the esteemed member from Virginia, Congressman Bobby Scott, who is the former House of Delegates, former Senator of Virginia, ranking member of the Committee on Education and Workforce, serves on the Powerful Budget Committee to give comments.
Thank you, Representative Carter, for your very kind introduction. Mr. Chairman, other members of the caucus, I'm Bobby Scott, and I'm going to say a little bit about the Supreme Court decision on affirmative action. The Supreme Court has long held that our nation has a compelling interest in fostering racially diverse campuses. Holistic college admissions practices that narrowly tailor the use of race as one of many factors in evaluating prospective students are key to fostering such diversity in higher education. Such admissions policies not only support historically underserved students, research confirms that diverse campuses also provide all students with a quality, well-rounded education. Last month, the Supreme Court decided, with little regard for its own precedents or real-world repercussions, that Harvard and University of North Carolina's pursuit of these compelling interests are unconstitutional. Regrettably, the Supreme Court's decision is a significant setback in our effort to eliminate disparities in access to higher education and ensure diverse learning environments for all students.
Well, yeah, see, that doesn't really affect Black students, though. That's not the issue for Black foundational Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what's cracking. Oh, okay. Let me get my brother back up here because my brother got to get out of here pretty soon. He just was able to hop in here for a minute. But brother, I'll let you go ahead and say some parting words, brother, before I let you get up out of here.
Oh, definitely, family. All of them are old. I wish they would all quit. Dude right there is about to fall over. Get him a hover round. As a matter of fact, get them all some goddamn hover rounds. I have no idea what this guy is even saying. The other dude who's giving us a damn math lesson, he needs to quit. And he says that they keep fighting. No, they don't. They're cowards. Every last one of them. They do not represent the benefits of anything politically, and they damn sure do not benefit the welfare of foundational Black Americans. But more true to it, brother. Beyond the hover rounds, the wheelchairs, and the walking canes, more true to it, family. This right here is what I want the family to focus on. This is election season, and it's getting closer. This time next year, brother, it's gonna be bubbling, ain't it?
Woo, man!
Woo.
This is the prelude.
Ooh, I want the family to be as strong and as powerful as ever. They are going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at us. We've seen just in this last week alone the desperation and who they're sending after us. We're used to them doing that, but y'all know it all gets amplified during election season. So we're going to have to be on game and on point, which I know we are, and which I know we can, to go ahead and combat all of this. Let's not forget either, brother, that early in this week, they were coming after our brother Ice Cube heavy. Yeah. Very, very heavy. The very fact that a foundational Black American can even talk to somebody who's not a Democrat, they don't like that. They don't like that. Every liberal I seen was coming after him. Some people were trying to take his words out of context. Some people knew what he was saying. Some people didn't agree with it. But in reality, what it really was that they don't like him talking to another massa. They want him to talk to their massa. That's what they really want. So from the Ice Cube situation to these tethers popping up to some of these other groups that I'm not even going to mention, all of them, and you know what I'm talking about, and all these old folks right here, they're going to be coming at us heavy. And election season and Democratic shield season is upon us, but we're going to do what we've always done as certified foundational Black Americans. We are going to slap them around. We're going to reject it. And we're going to make sure everybody knows at the end of the day, they're either going to serve us or that Democratic plantation is going to go straight down. You feel me, family?
Big facts. Big facts. So real quick, brother, let everybody know where they can find you at, my brother.
Yes, indeed, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with the Black Alpha Network. Just go ahead and type it in. You can see it on Twitter, on Instagram, right here. Me and my brother Zilla do a lot of good stuff together. We got some good stuff as well as all the other people, man. But just type in Black Alpha Network. Whenever you see that black fist with the backdrop, then you know it's us, man. And we're going to definitely continue to bring that heat. I hope everybody is enjoying their night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. I'm actually about to hop on the road, go to the great state of Tennessee. So salute to all my Tennesseans out there. I will see you there, man. So y'all stay good and you stay good out there on the West Coast, brother. You already know I'm going to tap back in with you, brother. And we're going to do what we always do. Give them that work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. You drive safe, brother.
Yes, indeed. One love, family.
One love, my brother. Yes, sir. So that is our brother, Black Alpha Network. You already know how we do. One half of the certified truth. And you already know. So, you know, I think we've heard what this fella is going. I want to hear a couple more of these folks, but we are getting the gist of what they're pushing. We are completely getting the gist of what they're pushing, and make no mistake that all of this is happening now.
Starting to spill over into government procurement issues and into the corporate world of America. The Ultima Services Corporation decision that came out last week actually struck down the 8A program in its entirety. And for those of you that don't know, the 8A program was set up many years ago in an effort to help minorities, especially African Americans, but not solely, have a chance to compete for federal contracts. And the logic there is the federal government does trillions of dollars of contracting every year, and it's important to help businesses grow to have a fair and equal chance to compete for those dollars.
See, here's another issue with this Congressional Black Caucus. Now, once again, they are showing you, although they are literally the Black Caucus, their focus is on everybody, while all the other caucuses focus on their specific group. You have a Senate to focus on everybody. Why is our supposed, and it's named Black? Why are they not solely focused on Black issues? Every other group is. They're only focused on their issues, especially the rainbow community, the Skittles bag, that feels now so comfortable that they can start bashing Black women. That's what this is provided. I mean, you truly have voted and allied yourself into a pit, and it's time to dig ourselves out. You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah, in the mix, you already know. You already know. So let's hear a little more. We're not going to go too much.
But we know that historically we didn't have those opportunities to compete for the contracts. We didn't have those opportunities to get the capital. We didn't have those opportunities to get the credit.
That's why you don't need to be
to
sharing
build and
it
grow
when you first
businesses
get your
so they can provide these sorts of services to the government. As we also know, the federal government has been a source of growth some of the largest businesses in America, especially in the defense sector, but across the board. So the 8A program and other programs within the SBA are critical to making sure that minority business in the African American community and beyond continues to have the opportunity to grow. And so we have to work hard to make sure that that opportunity continues. And the opportunity.
No. Now, see, now he made it plain right there, which you barely ever hear. How did you just mix the minority and African American community? What the hell are you talking about? And this is why the Democrats are losing. This is why you need a rolling C fund, because you cannot, for some reason, honor us alone. You literally are here to represent us alone. And you can't get in front of a camera or a microphone without invoking other groups to be included on what is supposed to help this community. And this is why we can no longer do this. And all of you on this stage get one of these.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
Absolute insane. Let's see. We've heard enough. Let's see. We get the old Negro. Let's hear to say. Let's take a stab and see what she's going to talk about. Something tells me I'm going to hear something about
son was in an open casket. The press ran up to her while she was next to the casket, said, Mamie.
Oh, well, here's another tether. If y'all don't know who he is, I believe he's from Florida or Georgia. One of the most recent tethers that just got elected, openly gay, and clearly down with the agenda, whatever.
Say something.
And I mean,
she wiped her tears and she said,
neglect.
I don't have a minute to hate. I will fight for justice for the rest of my life. In that tradition, we asked the Department of Justice and the Department of Education to use every tool at their disposal to look at what's going on in Florida, because it's not just about Florida. It's about the history, and it's about the future of this entire country. And I'm proud to stand with the Congressional Black Caucus as we fight for every single American and every kind of history, because Black history is American history. And with that, I pass it to my good friend from South Florida, Congresswoman Sheila Sheffers McCormick.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much to our chairman, Horsford, for allowing us to expand on what's going on in Florida. I'm Congresswoman Sheila Sheffers McCormick, and this week we were fortunate enough to stand with the Vice President and talk about what the state of Florida is actually trying to do to our children. Make no mistake, slavery was a brutal institution that had systemic cruelty built into it, where we saw every day African families were subjected to murder, torture, and our young kids.
Wait, who families? We saw who families now? Did y'all catch that one? I mean, it just doesn't stop. It does not ever seem to stop with these people. African families in slavery, huh?
In the state of Florida, were ripped and actually made to be gator bait. That's right. Our babies were used as gator baits in the state of Florida. State of Florida is the state and home to some of the biggest atrocities to African Americans. We just celebrated or recognized Rosewood, where we had a mob of white people come and kill an entire village and force them out. We have to recognize what this did to our country. The evil stain of racism still lasts today because of an institution that went and kidnapped people from Africa, transported them to the United States or trafficked them to the United States. And actually,
ma'am, you said you're from Florida. There's 3 Black Seminole and American Wars under that bastard on the $20 bill. What the hell are you talking about? 3. See, you can't trust these folks. And again, with her talking, just with the spill, where's her family from? Because again, I'm hearing and she's given such a spiel about they were taken from Africa and brought over here. Them Seminoles were not no Africans, and they fought against the United States of America 3 different times. So you have, because there's the whole Seminole, Black Seminole, and the Gullah Geechee cultures from Florida to South Carolina. The hell are you talking about? Which both different groups fought America and won, using them swamps and all of that, them guerrilla warfare tactics. Put that whooping on America. That's why America never talks about it. But notice how she doesn't either. Nothing to say about those great Black warriors from Florida, huh? What a coincidence.
She brutalized them, forcing them to work, and treating them inhumane. For the governor to look at it and say this is a robust policy. What is strong and healthy about this policy? What is strong and healthy about actually trying to justify slavery? When we look at our history, it's not that we went through something evil or we've never done it, we've been perfect. It's that we've overcame, that we can stand here as the CBC, 58 strong, having that history. We must teach our children the truth. Middle schoolers from the age 11 to 13 will now hear.
No. See what she just did? 58 strong. Majority of the Congressional Black Caucus are tethers. That's why I showed you Joyce Beatty. She said she's showing you what they celebrating. And then you ain't talking about the foundational Black Americans here. You keep trying to go. All of it. Notice this in the invocation of Africans with these folks now. Africans. Don't be fooled. Remember when Joe Biden gave them folks $55 million or $1 billion rather? And then had them at the White House and all of this, and then apologized to them for the slavery that happened to us? Oh, Lord.
Rhetoric that tells them that slavery somehow was justified. What kind of person would embrace evil and teach it to our children? What kind of
She's clearly a tether. Because talking like that, like, what kind of a white supremacist? The hell do you mean? What kind of person teaches kids this? What is it? What are you talking about, ma'am? You call systematic white supremacy what it is. It's anti-Black. Move on. But see, here's the reason why she's harping so long on this, and you're hearing so much about this. The point is, they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing nothing about it. All of this is just about getting out there to vote. So she's trying to do the most about tugging on your heartstring. What kind of man would do all of this? Why?
person will force it upon teachers to do the same? Well, that person is Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, who is trying to spread this throughout the United States. And I'm proud that the CBC is standing against it, that we're actually fighting back. And we're asking every parent to fight back against this. We cannot allow our generations.
Remember my last broadcast when I said, where are they at fighting against this? And I do not mean coming out to talk loud against it. And then Next thing you know, they came out loud talking. Well, this is bad. Yeah, we got this, but what are you going to do about it? Oh, this is bad. Said the dude with the cane about to doze off. I'll say, I want to see if he speaks. I've heard enough of her.
Is dependent upon free and fair access to the ballot. We have an obligation as the Congressional Black Caucus to keep fighting, because without voting rights, everything is on the line. Now is reproductive freedom.
Whoa, okay, yeah, let's get there. Okay, there it is.
In our country. Just over a year ago, an extremist Supreme Court overturned 50 years of precedent and federal protections for abortion. While the fallout from the Dobbs decisions has been disastrous for people across the entire country, it's being felt even more so in my home state of Georgia. Just 1 year ago, Georgia Republicans rushed to pass the harshest, cruelest, most sweeping abortion ban in the country. Since this abortion ban took place, the number of safe abortions has been cut in half. That doesn't mean abortions have been cut in half, just the number of safe abortions. Experts are sounding the alarm bells that this ban will only exacerbate the Black maternal mortality crisis in Georgia. And y'all, that's terrifying, considering
how you want to murk out these babies anyway. I mean, yeah, it's terrifying, isn't it? Some chick named Star, the Seminoles, specifically the Desar Barcus and the Caesar Bruner bands, many of them derived from the Gullah Geechees in South Carolina. We've always been here. This is our land. Facts. Some chick named Star. And to this message, which is simple and plain. Cut the check, and we are simply talking about lineage-based reparations. And I hope y'all understand it. Brandon Cruz sings. What's going on, brother? It's been a while. It has been a while. What's going on, brother? So we are talking about the Democratic seals and the people who are running out here, that they're sending out. You know, they're sending them out. And this is the agenda. This is all about voting. This is the Roland Hills, or I'm sorry, Roland Hills, the Roland C Fund at work. And it is, you know, they're doing their due diligence to tell you how important it is to vote. If you lose your voting rights, then all is lost. You'll be back on the plantation picking cotton. And and the other thing that just like being in the plantation, being on the plantation picking cotton, is that you can't go get an abortion how you want to. And that's, you know, the world is coming to an end, I guess. No other alternatives. And say, hey, that's not cutting down the level of abortion. So we see they're pretty much covering all bases with the exception of actual Black issues. Because again, abortion is not a Black issue. That they're trying to make it one, but that's why Black women weren't out there all in the streets with that madness. Okay.
Under slavery, and as families were torn apart to benefit the landowners as needed, and as people were beaten, whipped, and killed because they looked at a white person the wrong way or tried to learn how to read, that they were learning a skill for their own benefit. I hope the governor and others who agree with him read the recent Washington Post article entitled "Enslaved Africans Were Already Skilled." Let me be clear. Black people did not benefit from slavery. We built this country. Our literal blood, sweat, and tears were squeezed out of our souls to build roads and bridges, construct beautiful mansions and government buildings, including this very Capitol and the White House. And in the end, what did the Black families have to show for it? We did not have equity in the buildings we built. Farmers were made rich by the free labor that was provided. And then the start of the second-class citizenship and segregation began to take root, denying us access to jobs, education, housing, healthcare, and so much more. And when slavery ended, some of our communities began to see success. And we even had several black men get elected to this very body we serve in now, both in the House and in the Senate. What happened?
That's true.
Jim Crow and the KKK were born. When our mere success threatened white men, they fought back in ways we couldn't imagine. And the act of lynching was born, which only recently, under President Biden, became a federal crime, thanks
to which he ain't did shit with. But here's the big point, and this is why I have Sister Star's comment on the screen, because all that BS that he's reading off, there's your solution. The solution's very clear. So out of all that mess he's talking, you ain't talking this though. So man, we done did this. Yeah, here's the answer. The answer's right here. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, look, we had all this going on, and I mean, we got our towns burnt down. Yeah. And guess what? None of you Negroes did nothing for that. Them two folks that did not receive justice when they went to get their reparations as being survivors of Tulsa. And then out of some weird gesture, the Ghanaian government gives them citizenship. It's like, what's the purpose in giving somebody who's damn near or who's 100 freaking years old citizenship in Africa? What they gonna do with it? Oh, thank you. I can barely get around, so I can't be too far away from my doctor, but thank you. I mean, this is how, man. I don't even see how anybody could wrap their mind around getting behind these people anymore. Now, you can't fuck. I mean, you can't fool with
the
this.
Leadership of the CBC and our former colleague, Representative Bobby Rush. These are the things we must teach in our history. This is the real story of Black America. This is the reality we have had to endure. Now, we have members who are here with us and in this caucus who have lost loved ones to gun violence, myself included.
Oh, you punk ass. I mean, oh, no. And I think we have heard enough of them. So y'all understand this is, right there, the perfect segue into all of this is the reason to why we need lineage-based reparations today. Instead, he did all of that to go pivot to start talking about gun violence. You know why? Because now gun violence starts leading into who being the culprit. So while stating all of the things that's happened to us, here, let's segue into guns because y'all Negroes ain't all together yourself. So let's just keep in mind, what will we do with reparations if we got it? I mean, will we know what to do with it? I mean, we just gonna spend it on Cadillacs and Jordans and chicken. So, family, I hope that we have put a great tutorial of all of the tactics of the new wave of shields that they are about to be rolling out, because they are this is there's a lot of money coming at this thing, man. So I need y'all to understand, it ain't just gonna be about the people on the mic. It's if you are a person that makes good and intentionally powerful posts, these folks will be coming at you too. So expect to start getting a bunch of weird comments on your tweets or whatnot. So if you start dropping some things, just be just be on the lookout and don't be surprised, because at the end of the day, combating this message means combating you. So there is no way around them having to interact with the people. So they're going to start showing up and just start trolling. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you might see a whole new group come out of nowhere and they're just going to be like holding Twitter spaces. But nobody knows these people. Like everybody else, you kind of see who was with who fell out with who, or whatever. This next wave might just be a solidified group that you just see everybody rocking on the same page. Look out for that. Because I'm telling you, that's a lot of money. Every last one of them people that are donating are Bill Gates rich and beyond. So that for us, just put that in perspective, family. It is that important to keep you away from empowerment. And you got these treacherous Negroes up here. Hey, you know, all this that they done to us, but the gun violence, okay, and then abortion, and it's this is almost, hey, come over here and commit to these causes. We are almost there. So I guess we do have to just refresh people's memories on how and why you're seeing things like this. And that was one of my previous broadcasts talking about the Roland C Fund, which is designed to get blacks out to vote. Still have that here. Oh, I have that. Do I not have that? Damn, I thought I still had that in here. But, oh, wait, is this it? I think this is it. Hold on. So they got, like I said, this Roland C Fund, right? And it's about targeting the voters. The dude I showed you earlier, the Walter Mondale Robinson guy, he is hired by them to get black male voters out. And so as you saw, you know, they were talking about black male voters actually were able to help the state of Georgia turn blue. But if you remember, there was no mention of black male voters, only black women. Black men didn't even exist as far as the Democrats concerned, when you think about it. But nonetheless, before we get the hell up out of here, let's just take a look at, and this is the energy behind all of this new wave of movement that you're going to see. A lot of these Democratic shields. This is one of the entities behind that strategy. And nonetheless, it's going to lose. But I guess you got to try. Give them their money's worth. So nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the Roland C Fund commercial.
It's not just you wondering where this is all going, wondering what we're going to do this week, this month, this year, wondering how much more anger, how much more disappointment you can take. I know you're tired. I am too. But what if I told you being tired was a good thing when you're a sleeping giant, and needing a moment to breathe is necessary when you breathe life into this country? What if I told you there was a win just on the other side of tomorrow? Would you give up then? What if I told you you were the heartbeat of this country? Always have been, always will be, the most powerful thing it never created. What would you do? How would you feel? Would you feel how much you are loved? Would you feel how much you are feared? Or would you realize you've faced more than this already, and you've won every time? What if I told you you are the culture, you are the voice, you are the engine that makes this all go? Will we even be here without you? What if I told you there was a future being created right now, and it couldn't happen without you? Would you create it with me? A power is yours. Join us.
Ooh,
Oh, that anger.
that anger. Like, are you kidding, man? Oh, the anger. Oh, it did freeze up on me. Okay, that was weird. That was really weird. But yeah, that whole anger thing, like, nah, I'll pass. Oh, did not mean to do that. Need to get that out of there. So did not mean to do that while we're doing this. Bear with me 1 second. So yeah, what y'all think about the rolling sea? It's just another tool, another ploy, another tactic for them to use against foundational Black Americans in our claim. And so if they think that they could go ahead and this is going to work, dark skinned brother with the super chat. Thank you again, brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. He said this is overwhelming. Man. And In the Mix Radio said, I don't need love, I need reparations. Facts. And Brandon Crusing said, if we the heartbeat and if we are the reason the country moves, then why the F aren't we acting like it? The commercial music and empty words do not move me. They can go to hell. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, yes, indeed. So with that being said, some people might understand and some people might not. But you all better get to the truth of reality here. We are under attack. Our history is under attack. Our future is under attack, and we must stand to combat it. And one of the other things that is under attack is our lineage-based reparations. That's why we here at the beatzillapdx official show tell you, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? So once again, thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging out with us this evening. And for those Democratic shills who are watching and taking notes and saying, hey, we got to be on the lookout for this, that, or the other. Well, I don't know what to tell you. When it comes down to combating the truth, understand you're on the side of the devil, the deceiver. And everything about the agenda that you are pushing has always been a humongous detriment to our people. And we need to say no more. No mas. Because if we allow these politicians and the powers that be, if we allow them to conduct or control or navigate our future, then that means we have allowed someone else to take control of our destiny. And I don't know about you, family, but I know we have come too far to even think of letting people like that run our futures. However, there are some that believe we don't know what we're talking about. And truth be told, they have hidden interests. One of those hidden interests being is that they don't gain from our empowerment because they are not of this lineage. And a lot of these imposters would be fully exposed as being imposters when everybody else in the neighborhood it got a check except for them. So I get it. But at the same time, we are full steam ahead. And if you believe that you can interrupt or disrupt, or your rolling C fund will be able to undermine our hard work here at the grassroots, well, family, it's way more than the people on the mics, the people on the camera. No, it's all of us. I don't know what you're going to do with that. Because, see, all of us are a new wave of parents, community leaders, teachers, and so on and so forth. The future is here, and this is the new norm. But I understand it. You'll still have to give your paymasters what they need, which at the end of the day just will be another L. However, we will understand that you have to do it, and you know what you are signing up for, so whatever comes your way after that is on you. But if you were taking my advice, I think it would be safe to say, I speak for myself, beatzillapdx official, those of us here at the beatzillapdx official show, those of us in the chat, the grassroots, the voices of new black media, and all of you watching this evening, I think I would say it would be safe to say I speak for all of you when I tell these numbskulls here that this song is fully dedicated to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So once again, family, thank you so much for tuning in right here Friday evening. Y'all been hanging out, hanging tough. Enjoyed this conversation. I believe we had a productive conversation. Shout out to my brother, Black Alpha Network, who stopped through for a little bit to chop it up and help me break down this video here. And man, this is I believe we did a good job of preparing the family for what is to come and some of the things to look out for, some of the people to look out for. And the terminologies that they are stuck and bound to using, and talking points they're stuck and bound to use. All y'all have to do with to combat that is use the truth, and they'll be stuck. And don't let nobody shame you off the truth. Simple as that. So with that being said, family, y'all can follow me at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Facebook, Instagram, and X at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so compelled to put some money in the bucket and help support this channel, shout out to Kerman S. Wingfield for the Cash App. I appreciate that, my brother. I see you. And shout out to Dark Skin Brother as well for the coming through with the super chats this evening. I appreciate all of that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on all of you and yours. So with that being said, Kermit Wimps, they in trouble. Real big trouble. It's a new day. And that is what we are bringing to their doorstep. And I'm glad to be among all of you doing it and changing the course of our futures by taking a hold of our destiny today. So, with that being said, hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Oh, wait, let me say, I just didn't even tell you where you need to go send the money to. Cash App, my Cash App, like I was just thanking Kermit. You can go to Cash App, $beatzillapdx. That's Cash App, $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And we got one more super sticker before we getting up out of here. Thank you so much, Queen Nile. Queen Nile, I appreciate that. Thank you for the $2 super sticker. And you have a blessed evening. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, my good sister. And shout out and salute to the replay gang. I appreciate all of y'all as well. And thank y'all for those who tell me, like, y'all on the replay gang. I appreciate that. Because, you know, if I don't see y'all in here, I know that y'all are catching the replays. And I appreciate that as well. If you guys are tuning into the replay, before you go, make sure you hit the like button. And I hope you enjoyed it and come on back. And go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded, which I've uploaded a couple little short pieces this week. Hope y'all enjoyed that as well. So, with that being said, remember, you can't vote for this guy.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
You can't vote for that guy and say you want reparations. Simply put, cannot vote for that guy. And you say you want reparations. It just don't work that way. Queen Nile again with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate it. Peace, power, blessings, and protection will be up on you and yours. Still Kevin Trees in the house said, replay gang, we catch it on the wake up. I appreciate it. So shout out to all of y'all, man. And my brother Black Alpha Network as well. I think we got it in tonight, and we about to go ahead and take it on to the house. So, with that being said, y'all have a blessed, prosperous weekend. Yeah. Oh, that was a dancing. Oh, was that a fox? A dancing fox. Appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed, prosperous weekend. Stay away from shills. And if you do get approached by a shield, now you know some of the talking points they'll be using, and you can dismiss them quickly. So with that being said, stay black, stay vigilant, and stay alive. Always keep your 3 smooth stones and slingshot at the ready. Black first. Black first, black first. You always hold on to the stone of truth. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is,
Yes, sir.
you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. See, that's what you throw.
Right.
Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it. from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Thank you.